preserved 54 million Americans with pre-existing conditions.
The High Court also ruling unanimously that the city of Philadelphia violated the Constitution when it limited its work with the Catholic Foster Care Agency. Philadelphia made that move when Catholic Social Services said it would not work with same-sex couples as potential foster parents. President Biden is expected to sign a measure today establishing a federal holiday on June 19th, known as Juneteenth. This is ABC News. The governor of Texas signing law requiring that police body cams stay on when investigating a crime. 3 years ago, an officer turned off a squad car camera when then Officer Amber Geiger was under investigation for a deadly shooting. The World Health Organization facing criticism over its warning to women about avoiding alcohol.
The World Health Organization accused of scaremongering after suggesting in its draft global alcohol plan that women of childbearing age should avoid drinking alcohol entirely, arguing it could harm their chances of giving birth. The advice appears to target all women, regardless of whether they plan to start a family or not, critics calling it sexist and paternalistic. Inez de la Cuetara, ABC News, Paris.
China is putting a new...
We have the social media bullshit and that stuff, but we don't have restrictions.
Oh, academic college campuses, are you kidding? Yeah,
we have the cancel shit, but we don't have any official.
No, she's not. She's saying that the pervasive...
Yeah, but in Korea, it's not pervasive, it's the law. They'll kill you. Here, we have a cancel culture and they suck.
She is not saying that there's government suppression of speech. She's saying she's surprised...
Well, there is government.
Yeah, but she's saying she's surprised at the amount of cancel culture and of speech on college campuses.
If you speak your mind on a college campus, you won't have any friends.
Right.
Not only that, if you want to get to be a professor, you really have to watch it.
No, she wasn't comparing the government, Tom. She just saying she was surprised at how much it was from what she expected.
Our cutting-edge technology helps make your Google search results.
Oh, I think that's true. I hope she doesn't swing too far over.
That's 800-401-6681. 800-401-6681. Or take the free scan at reputationdefender.com.
We're up and audio too.
K-Town News Time, 10:03. The investigation continues into a plane that crashed in Lowell.
You hear about that one?
Wait. Yeah, they're dead, boy. You look at where that is. It's right out by our house. What kind of plane? I don't know. You can't even tell. It exploded. There's like nothing left of the plane.
How many people were killed? I know one was that. They didn't know if anybody else was in there.
2 people and a dog.
Oh, 2 people and a dog.
It's bad, man. They showed the overhead. Chances are I know them. What was left was almost nothing. I know everyone there that flies. Well, I don't think it just happened. They're not saying today?
Yesterday.
And finally, it's no joke. CU or CSU could be playing in the Jimmy Kimmel Bowl. The new LA Bowl will be named the Jimmy Kimmel LA Bowl. It will be held at SoFi Stadium.
Jimmy Kimmel? You're kidding me. Why is that?
Well, he's sponsoring it. You know, that's whoever sponsors it gets to name the bowl.
That's the latest.
It used to be they had 5 or 6 good bowl games. Now they have like 30, 32.
What does that cost?
It's so diluted.
A lot.
Well,
yeah, but if you do it right, you make money.
Right, if you sell advertising on it and get 2 good teams.
Oh, the sponsor gets to sell advertising?
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
No.
They do the venue.
It's like
it depends on the deal you make. Some of them have barter, where they pay a right, but then the venue, or not the venue, but the sporting people get to take a certain percentage of spots. It depends on how you work it. There's like a million different ways to do it.
TV people make the money on it.
I'll tell you, that's what I like about boxing. It's pure capitalism. If you sponsor a fight and you guarantee the prize money to the fighters, if you don't sell enough pay-per-view, you're taking it in shorts. If you do sell it, you make money. There's no, like when you watch a Nuggets game, I don't like basketball, but every time I drink a Coke or do something, I'm supporting the NBA because they sponsor the NBA.
One of the best things about my radio show is having extra...
I don't drink Coke.
Well, Tom drinks enough for both of us.
Oh, you did too.
I used to, right?
Man, you guys polished off a case a week.
And we would go through it like crazy.
I'm gonna get on
I
it.
can rely on Excel's advice when listeners call with root problems.
It's crazy. They don't say what kind of plane. They don't say any names. They don't say jack shit, dude.
Well, maybe they're waiting
And power lines.
maybe they're waiting to notify the next of kin, Mark.
Yeah, I know. Oh, here it is. Cirrus 3DL.
It was a Cirrus?
That's what it says.
They have a parachute. Now, wait a minute.
So hit
There is
line
no
call.
Cirrus 3DL.
It says, we have failure of autopilot. We're trying to turn around. APA Tower. Sirius 3DL, traffic 12 o'clock. Evolution at 6500.
But Cirrus doesn't. Cirrus.
Maybe 3DL's
Yes, it is.
his wing.
Delta Lima. That's what it is. 3 Delta Lima. I know that's a Sirius on the field. That's the second Sirius. The other Cirrus. The other one is
The
the one.
parachute don't help you when you run into a power line.
Or you smack into that other plane. Oh, well,
But
that
here's
did
what
help
they're
them.
saying. They call basically, we have failure of autopilot. We're trying to turn around.
Who gives a shit if you have failure of auto?
You just go to manual, right?
Well, maybe
Listen.
they're saying they can't turn it off.
Come running just as fast as we can. Troubleshooter's gonna help the common man.
Exposing liars, cheats, and ripoffs. The bane of bad guys' existence. Shining a light on the dastardly deeds of darkness. Here's Troubleshooter, Tom Martino.
Hello, Tom Martino here, and we are fighting for you. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. What do you say we get right to the phones and start solving some problems? This hour brought to you by RealCBDThatWorks.com. RealCBDThatWorks.com. That's right. You get it right at that website, RealCBDThatWorks. Put Tom in the promo code and get 30% off. As we're approaching Father's Day, I would also love to hear father's wisdom. Now, I had a lot of mom's wisdom. In my case, I don't have much to celebrate with a father, but I do have kids, and so I can think about the wisdom I tell them. What about you? What wisdom have you given your children? What? Is there one particular thing you've told them?
I told my son, question everything. Don't have blind obedience to what people tell you.
Well, that's good. That was a big thing in our generation. Trust no one, question everything, question authority. Now they don't do that anymore. Young people just follow as lambs, but that's okay. I don't want to get into that right now. So, Mark's favorite expression was, get the hell out of bed. Just kidding. Hey, Galen, what's going on? Galen. Hi, what's happening?
Questions.
Yes, sir. What's going on?
So we have this customer that is refusing to pay and is now sending us emails, saying that we owe them money.
Oh, wait. Now, I remember we took this yesterday. I'm gonna follow up here, and I wanted to say a few things because you did mention that toward the end that now they're making a counterclaim. But here's the thing: if it has nothing to do with the job itself, then they can't offset. If they simply say you owe money for something else, but if it's to do with the job, they could attempt to offset. However, that does not preclude you from doing a lien. Suze, what did you want to add?
Well, I wanted to tell you, Tom, I know you suggested Frank Ball, so after his call was done, he already has an attorney, but his attorney told him the likelihood of winning on that lien was slim. That's why I have him back on. I thought that was odd.
First of all, it is odd because if you have a contract and you've done work, you don't need much more for a lien and for a judgment, and I have no idea. However, if it's muddied, I could see why your attorney would say it. I don't want to second-guess an attorney who's looking at all your stuff. So, Galen, let's ask some basic questions. Was this job contracted in writing?
Yes, sir.
Okay. When it was signed when? Okay, that's right. So it was late 2020. Now, next question. Did you complete the work in your perspective? Did you complete the work?
Yes.
When did you complete work?
About a month ago.
All right. So you have 4 months. So you completed work, let's say, in May. So you now have 4 months to send your notice of lien, and then you lien within the 10 days. So you kind of have this all done within 120 days. You have to file that lien. I'm giving you published information. I always want to make clear I'm not giving legal advice. There's a reason for that, because it would do you a disservice. I don't want you trying to do things on your own. So, Galen, you have work you completed in May 2020, so it's a very simple proposition. You did the work, it's completed, and now they're not paying. What is their argument for not paying?
That the work isn't completed.
Okay.
It's damaged. I mean, like, we have some stitch screws that go through the metal to hold the panel together.
Okay, give me an idea of some of the damage they're accusing you of.
Paint damage to the metal.
What metal?
To the siding and the roof that we put on for them.
Okay. And so, did you agree to fix any damage you might have caused?
No, I mean, we didn't. We were just trying to get paid for, the work that we did.
But and did you, I'm asking you, did you do any damages?
No.
Did you get a roof inspection?
They didn't want a roof permit, so.
Okay. Do you have that in writing?
Yes. Yes, we have everything in writing.
All right, so Galen, why did your attorney say you wouldn't win? I can't see how you not win.
The reasoning that he told me was because, those judges are homeowners and they've heard horror stories of contractors, so most of the time, 80% of the time, they want to, side with
first of all, I don't even understand that. It's a matter of contract and work. Now, if you did not do the job, or if it's a piss-poor job, I could see it. If you want us to contact the consumer, we can say this. Listen, we help consumers. If this guy did a bad job, let us have our independent expert look at it. We can look at it, and then you can use that report if they accuse you of doing a bad job.
How much
or
money
if
are
it
we
turns out
talking about?
you did a bad job, then maybe you should make it right. And I think we're talking, as I remember, was it 11 grand or 17, right? 17 or 18? What was it?
Yeah, somewhere in there.
Yeah, 17 or 18.
The contract was for 17, and then, their barn was leaning. We had a bunch of extra work that had to be done. So
are they willing to pay anything, or are they saying they got no value?
They paid a down payment, but they haven't even covered our costs.
What was the down payment?
$15,000.
And how much is due?
Roughly 15.
Okay, so I don't know what to tell you, man.
I'd bring him to small claims court for the $7,500 and call it a day.
They owe another 15.
Well, I know that. It's not going to be worth hiring an attorney.
Why wouldn't you put a lien on it? You can add attorney's fees.
You can, but you're going to have to win the court case.
Who says they're not going to win? I don't see how he doesn't win.
No, but then he's got to pay for an attorney, and he's not going to get attorney's fees, I doubt.
Look, I think we should see how bad it is. If they want some help, maybe we give them some help. And I'm serious, Galen. We call and say, look, the roofer called and wants to straighten this out. We will, honest to God, and I mean this, Galen, we won't be biased toward you or toward them. We can have an expert look at it. Where is this roof located?
South of Byers, Colorado.
Okay. Now, Galen, listen, you have an attorney who has no... whatever they take. He has no nerve. An attorney that says you're not going to win is crazy. I mean, why? I don't understand it. Did your attorney look at all your documentation?
Not really. That was the advice that he gave me before. I called him and asked him.
Okay, hold on.
Process.
You know what? Forget this guy. How'd you find the attorney? Cracker Jack box?
He actually wrote the paperwork to, start our company up.
So he's not a litigator.
And here's the deal.
He's a business lawyer.
I'm telling you, liens are easy to collect on if you did the work.
But you got to win the case, man.
You just have to prove you did the work. This is not a case for them to bring out all of their moaning. I mean, unless it was egregious and he breached the contract. If he did the work and it's a matter of quality, Mark, he still did the work.
Yeah.
Now, I'd like Frank Ball on to ask him some questions. He's a wonderful collection attorney. And as I said, he's not on the referral list if you're looking for him there, because he doesn't do a lot of work for consumers themselves unless you have a lot of collections. So, but we will get him on and get his advice. But, Lori, before I go to break, I want to know this. And Galen, by the way, I disconnected you by mistake. Okay?
I wonder why it's taken him 6 months. Now that I think about it, it's been like 6 months, and he said the last time he worked on it was 30 days ago. Why did it take him so long to do a roof in the first place?
Well, I could ask him that, but the bottom line is he finished it. He should get paid unless he's like some of the people that call us and they say he did more damage than not.
It almost sounded like that he got in a little over his head, just started this roofing company, and maybe the job's not that good.
Maybe. Lori, what's your sage advice from your dad?
Oh, my gosh, Tom. He was born in 1914, so he had really good old-timey sayings. And most of us kids, he was trying to teach us a lesson about this or that, and he'd say, you either learn it at home with love or you learn it out there in the school of hard knocks.
Yeah,
That's
the school. You know what? I've heard the school of hard knocks before, but I love the way he said both. You learn it at home with love or you learn it on the street or in the school of hard knocks. I love that. Did your dad pass? I guess he would. 1940, of course.
Passed, and he was just a fabulous role model. He also said, if you choose the behavior, you choose the consequences.
Wow.
The older I get, I think Mark Twain said, the older I get, the smarter my parents get. And he was incredibly wise. Never went to college, but was just incredibly wise man. So
I wish I had a wise father. Well, that's good.
Frank said that. Yeah.
I love it, and thank you, Lori.
You had a wise guy, father.
Yeah. Now, my father, I think one of his sayings was, you can start a fire, you can't start a flood. Anyway, that's just an inside joke there. We got more coming up on the Troubleshooter Show.
Hey, Mark, maybe I should adopt Tom, and then he can have a wise father.
There you go.
To take on the most pressing and exciting topics of our day. Get the truth about the story.
Want me to adopt you, Tom?
Yeah.
Can deliver it. I've heard it said, perhaps by...
You know what? You know that's a joke, right? But when I talked about my father years ago, Father John, the reason he was called Father John, he adopted me.
For real, right?
Yeah. SimplyFloorsInc.com. That's a website where you can make an appointment to have floor covering experts in your home. Now, you can buy floor coverings anywhere. You really can. You can buy them on the internet even, have them shipped, and then hire a handyman to put them in. But who wants to do that? If you go to a big box store, if you go to one of these big mills, you're going to get the same floor coverings you will at Simply Floors. But here's the difference. Better people. Buddy and Karen Mitchell have better installers, better salespeople, better all-around experience, better warranty service, all of that, and better prices. Make your own appointment, SimplyFloorsInc.com. The same can be said for countertops. Listen, granite's granite, marble's marbles, quartzite's quartzite. It's all the same stuff, but it's the way you do business that counts. At the Art of Granite, you will get prices on the phone. Why? Because he knows all of the materials he passes on to you at wholesale. He tears out and hauls away free, and he does the bathroom free when you do the kitchen. So here it is. Square footage equals price. He knows what it takes to fabricate and install. TheArtOfGranite.com. Get your price, 303-386-5919.
When it comes to retirement,
So did you read about the Supreme Court decisions?
I did. About the Affordable Care Act.
Which is just shows.
Let's talk about it.
What it shows? Well, it shows that the court is not totally conservative because it was 7-2 to leave the ACA Act in place.
What was the reasoning? I don't know the argument that was made.
The states don't have standing, so it's once again they just brushed it off.
Right.
So it really wasn't a decision on the Affordable Care Act.
It's just more bullshit.
Even if the military...
But it just shows that the court is not...
They're probably right.
No, it doesn't. Because it's saying they shouldn't hear it.
They're saying a state can't sue the federal government over what the federal government said about health insurance. There's no standing.
No, but if the court was so ideologically bent, it would have been.
I don't think they are.
I don't either.
I don't think you guys are hearing what I'm saying, though. I'm saying that they're saying they didn't have jurisdiction, or they're saying
the plaintiff
did not have standing, and I think that's wrong. I mean, not wrong. I think that's right, and they didn't take a stand. You can't tell if they're conservative by that. You can't tell if they're.
But they had a 9-0 decision that in Philadelphia.
Yes.
Real quick, I have Frank Ball on, and remember you told Blake Harris he could talk about Bitcoin for a while the first part of this show. So he's going to be on soon, okay?
Was it a 9-0 vote on that one, Mark?
Yeah, so basically the Catholic Church in Pennsylvania, or at least in Philadelphia, they outsource adoption. And the Catholic Church was one of the people they outsourced to. But they do not believe in adopting kids out to same-sex couples. So Philadelphia said, well, we have an ordinance that says you can't do that, so therefore we're not going to do business with you guys anymore. And the court saw it exactly how it should have been seen by the Catholic Church.
So how did the court see it?
That they have a right to place children with families that they deem acceptable.
That's right.
They're not preventing other people from placing with same-sex couples. They just choose not to.
So
based on religious.
And they said you don't have to.
Right.
That's right. Well, not only that, they're going to eventually. What will happen is Philadelphia is going to have to do business with them again.
Right.
Which district court does that come from?
Supreme Court.
Well,
should have been live.
The 7th.
They kicked them back down.
Can you describe it?
Oh, okay. They ruled. That's how the district.
They kicked it back.
Never mind. I'll take care of it with Sophia.
And they basically say you got to look at these. It's kind of interesting how that works. Apparently, it's going to be really good for this Kate guy again. Although this Kate guy, he knows everybody. He knows everybody's trying to get him set up. He must like just being in court and shit.
I think some.
You know what I'm saying? I just don't understand where he gets all the fucking.
First of all, he should just made a cake, boom, did a crappy job and gave it to him.
No, the point is, if someone came in and bought a cake, he had no problem.
Right.
He just didn't want to do the decorations.
And it's just like an artist who says, hey, I want you to paint this thing how great the Nazis are.
Yeah.
And he says,
I agree.
All right, whose attention should I get? I went to Ryan, Clune, and Dave.
I agree with
Barnett. I never sent it to his. I'm going to send a copy to his guy.
What is it?
What is it? Not his guy. I know who it is.
What is it?
Mike. It's lives that aren't booked as lives.
Spence.
Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. 303-713-TALK. 303-713-8255. Frank Duran, therealestateman.com. Free market valuations of your home. Now, when I say that, I know a lot of people think, oh, he's going to drive by and say, oh, I think your home's worth this. It's not that. Frank does a full, complete analysis. You'll be blown away by it. He does it to gain market knowledge, also to give you a true idea of what your house will bring in this market, and he bases it on his 26 years of experience. To get your free market valuation, 303-920-1622. Okay, so we have Frank Ball, attorney at law. He's a collection attorney. I've mentioned this before. He does most of his work for businesses, and he's not on the referral list because it's not a big consumer service for individuals, but Frank is outstanding at what he does. Frank Ball, this is one I want to ask about. Let's say that Galen is a roofer. Galen did a job. He's owed about $17,000, or no, about 15 plus some extras, about 17. And the homeowners just flat out refused to pay. Now, he said he wants to put a lien, or I told him he should probably put a lien on there. He has a contract. He has everything in writing. He has proof the job's done as far as it's done. And they are saying to him that he did damage to the siding and what else, Galen?
The roof and trim, pretty much anything that we installed.
But are they offering to pay you anything? They put money down half. Are they suggesting you just walk away?
They said if we just walk away that we owe them money and...
Oh, wait. They put 15 grand down. You did a whole $30,000 job, and how much do they want you to pay them back?
I would have to go back through that email. It was like a 10-page email. But if I remember right, I think it was like $8,000.
All right, so they want you to do this entire job for $7 grand.
Apparently, yes.
Okay.
Or get everything fixed, right?
Did they ask you to fix stuff?
I mean, the stuff that we installed already that they weren't satisfied with. And then we went back and fixed it once, and it was the same thing.
Do you feel they're just looking for excuses?
Yeah, I mean, our insurance agent, he called our insurance agent, and I guess is threatening him with turning him into the state.
Yeah, they sound...
Really
all right, let's listen. I get calls from people who owe money to roofers, and I say sometimes don't pay them if they did a bad job. Get an expert out there, document it. And I'm going to say the same thing here. But I want to say, Frank, for argument's sake, and this may sound like a silly question, if he has a contract and he fulfilled it, for argument's sake on a collection, does it matter what they say about the quality when it comes to a lien?
Not regarding a lien, Tom. Basically, liens are fine if somebody's going to sell property. So if it's a new build and the property is going to be transferred, then a lien is terrific because that way you'll get your money out of the deal. The problem with a lien is you have to perfect a lien.
Right.
And the way you perfect the lien within 6 months is you have to sue to perfect the lien. Otherwise, the lien is no good. So if somebody, and I represent a lot of roofers, if it's somebody who just wants to scam and not pay the money, I've dealt with lots of situations where the insurance pays the individual, and the individual just wants to get a free roof and not pay the roofer. So what happens is either way it's gonna go to a lawsuit. And in a lawsuit, as you know, you can sue in small claims court for $7,500, but then you're losing your money, all the additional money that you put into the roof. Otherwise, you got to sue, and then you can present your case that yes, indeed, I did the roof properly. It's all fine. You gave me $15,000, and you owe me another $15,000, so I want a judgment. And then they can say, wait a minute, you know, you did something wrong, and we want a set-off for these things you did wrong, and then a judge or jury is going to decide.
All right, Frank, what about foreclosure? That can happen, right?
In terms of the roofer foreclosing on the property?
Yeah, as far as when you have a lien, the ultimate power is foreclosing. I mean, it's happened where people, you have to pay off the first and you have to pay off liens ahead of you. And I know it sounds drastic, but in the pure sense of the lien, it is a lien. And if you get a judgment on that lien, what would prevent you from foreclosing?
Well, the thing that's going to prevent you from foreclosing is the cost. More than anything, yeah. In a perfect world, you could get a judgment, have a judgment lien. That's why some banks will do it because they want their money out of it, but typically other people don't do it because it's too expensive.
No, but I'm saying, what if someone, this case came up, I think it was more than 30 years ago, where I helped this little window coverings person. And this attorney that we got was very aggressive and honest to God was threatening to foreclose on this commercial building. What I want to know is this. I don't remember the details, but I remember she absolutely had a right to foreclose, and the way he explained it, if they did not pay, that would go to auction. If their first mortgage holder didn't step up, if someone did not step up, they would go to a foreclosure auction. The leftover money after paying all your attorney's fees, reasonable fees, and all of that would go then back to the owner. So they would pay the first, they would pay any other senior liens, they would pay themselves, and then the owner gets the leftovers. Of course, who would ever let it get that far? No one. But technically, that could be done.
Of course. Of course. Technically, everything you're saying is correct.
But here's the deal. So if there's equity, Frank, and he's got I'm not saying he does, but if he had an ironclad case and there's equity, why wouldn't he invest in that? He'll get it all back.
Well, you got to pay to play. If you got the money to do it, fine and dandy.
Okay.
But it's easier said than done, and it's very expensive. So most people aren't. Most banks will do it if they're owed $150,000 or $300,000 or $500,000, but I've never seen it happen for somebody who's owed $15,000.
No, you're right, Frank. No one ever perfects the lien to that degree to where after they get a judgment, they go for foreclosure. And that's why a lot of people just poo-hoo liens if they're not selling a home. So what can he do to make maximum impact? He has to sue. The first step is to get the judgment, right?
He's got to sue and get the judgment, but these days you'll have to do mediation, you'll have to jump through a lot of hoops, and at any point in time maybe you can settle. I mean, the problem is, it's not a secret, the lawyers get rich and the people get nothing. I mean, oftentimes it's difficult because then you have to collect the money, and who knows what the status of these people are. Are they working? Are they not working? Are they on Social Security? Are they on disability? Some people are judgment-proof, and you can't get any money, so you jump through all the hoops, and then you have a judgment that's worth nothing because you can never collect.
Hey, Frank, if in his contract it talks about attorney's fees or mediation or anything else, let's say attorney's fees, and he does prevail in court with an attorney or without, most likely he'll always get attorney's fees if it's in the contract?
Sure. The court will give attorney's fees if there's something in the contract that allows for attorney's fees. The winner gets attorney's fees. Again, the problem is collecting them.
Right.
Getting a judgment is easy. Judgments are a dime a dozen. It's easy to get a judgment. The problem is collecting the money once you have the judgment. Because then, again, it's a wage garnishment. You have to jump through the hoops. You have to issue interrogatories. You have to do a contempt citation. You have to do a bench warrant.
Right, but guess what, Frank? You've done all of that.
Of course.
Yeah. So to collect on, and by the way, just to mention this on attorney's fees, that's a little known fallacy as well as far as getting attorney's fees. What you get is what the judge thinks the attorney's fees should be, and don't ever mistake that because I
apologize for interrupting. The problem is you can't go in there and ask for $400 in attorney's fees. I know divorce lawyers, and they want to charge $700 an hour.
Yeah.
In county court, on a little deal like this, no judge is going to award that. So then they're going to say, well, we think this is a reasonable amount of attorney's fees. But, so you get your attorney's fees, but you don't get them. You just get them added to the judgment, along with the interest, along with the cost.
Right.
Along with
That's
the
right.
principal.
Now, Frank,
and then you get to collect.
In the interest of time, if you took a case, would you even take a collection like this for a portion of it or a contingency or anything if it was an $18,000 job for one single contractor?
Sure, I do that occasionally, of course.
What I suggest is that Galen at least run it by Frank and not stick with that other guy who automatically thought you were going to lose. And again, I'd like to talk to anyone who's ever gone through with a foreclosure and then got paid.
This is Denver's Talk Station with Tom Martino. Now, Michael Burke, 630 KHOW.
See, he is talking like it's a pain in the ass. Why bother? He's right. You do have to pay for it, but I swear to God, Mark, if someone has equity, why wouldn't you make their life fucking miserable?
Especially if you know you're in the right.
Well, it still comes down to if it makes sense or not.
The way I
if you don't need the money, eventually the house will sell. Eventually you do have something.
Hey, I'm going to fill in here because I'm going to have Blake Harris on, okay? I'm going to fill in too. Shannon? Thanks.
The way I understand this one, he got $15,000. He's owed 15 more. They said he did 8.
Unless he has anything to add for people listening. I'll give out his number, but I don't need him unless he has something to add.
Hey, if it's 8,000, you only sold me 7,000, right?
I think you get more of that doing it any other way. I mean, Frank can do the collection part. I don't think he's going to sue him.
Do we want to send somebody out there to...
Where are we going?
It's just a little past.
Hold on, guys.
Dennis right on the corner.
It's in Wyoming.
When it comes to serving you, Napa's motor never quits. That's Napa know-how.
A whole house fan is a fan that's mounted in the top floor of your house, and then it pulls air from lower areas, cooler air, at night and early morning. You don't do it in the heat of the day. And what happens is it makes temperatures more even with fresh air, and your air conditioner works less. I can tell you from firsthand experience, because I have one, or I actually have two houses here, and long story. But in any case, 2 summers, I've saved 90% in one and about 80 in another. It's an amazing product. QCcolorado.com, less than 2-hour installation, remote controlled, so you're not wiring in the walls. It's wonderful. It's QCcolorado.com. Call for your appointment, 303-800-3419, 303-800-3419. All right, now we have something to talk about, which I love talking about, Renew Home Innovations. Why? Because they have wonderful bathrooms that they do. They do the wet space in the area. They do the tub or the shower or the tub-shower combination. Many people are going for big rectangular walk-in showers. They can do that. Renew Home Innovations, and special discounts for seniors and veterans. What I love about Renew Home Innovations also is that there's no maintenance to their tubs and showers. They also, of course, can do the entire bathroom. Renew Home Innovations, 303-904-2000, 904-2000. One Clear Choice Garage Doors is another one I recommend. OneClearChoiceDoors.com. That's OneClearChoiceDoors.com, 24/7. For emergency service or regular service, they're the garage door people. OneClearChoiceDoors.com. Nice. I don't understand this. What's that, Mark? This weapon. A weapon? Yeah. The Supreme Court stuff? Okay, now, look at the call screen. Okay, I will. I just don't.
Oh, he found a, what did he find in his attic?
It's boring. If I told you right now, you wouldn't even want to hear the call.
Daniel, I forgot to tell you, I sent you pictures, but I didn't tell you for what.
Oh.
I sent you pictures, but it's for the sinister find in the attic on line 4. It's like some freaking end of an axe that looks like it might have blood on it. And anyway, it was the house he bought. And anyway, the pictures aren't great, but that's all he has.
Yeah.
Anyway,
this is
looks deadly.
They hit a gopher.
I know, right? I don't even get it.
Like a raccoon or anything.
And he doesn't even lick on it. Tell him to lick on it.
Now, if he's got a missing wife or something, then it'll be a little interesting. But if you find an old axe handle.
Yeah, but the problem is on the handle, it had Bobbit carved into the handle. So we know where the blood came from.
You know, that was one of the most terrible
Bizarre.
stories.
It was bizarre.
No, I'm serious, man. Could you imagine having that cut off?
No.
John Wayne Bobbitt.
Yeah.
And what was his wife's name?
Attention timeshare.
Lorena.
Does some high-pressure salesperson twist your arm into buying a timeshare? Did they forget to mention that the vacation times you want will never be available, or that it will cost you more to use the timeshare than if you just booked online as a non-owner? I bet that salesperson also forgot.
Hey, Tom, have you ever gotten a call from a consumer who is happy with one of these firms that get rid of timeshares?
Decades ago or days ago, we can help.
Who is happy
with the way that they got rid of their timeshares?
I don't know if I've ever heard a call that actually specifically said, I want to tell you how happy I am. But I do know there are some that work. Listen, here's the problem. It's going to cost you. You're not going to get out free. And a lot of people don't like paying. And then the other one are these cockamamie warranties.
Yes. I guarantee. In fact, you can do your own negotiation, I assume.
You know, people are not following this, but these people that are still investigating the election, they're finding a lot of it out. You know that? I mean, have you been following that? See, it's because you won't see it on any of the news. It's amazing to me.
Here's the deal. I think there was corruption, but not enough to change the election. There's always corruption.
That's exactly right. That's what I'm thinking.
I think you're right.
I think there was big corruption in Democratic big cities. But it
I'm Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Okay, so now we have Blake Harris.
Because I wanted to ask him. He was on yesterday answering some other questions, and it just so happens he brought up cryptocurrency, and then the floodgates opened because I got a lot of inquiries on it. And they want to know, because some people were dying to find a law firm that can help them with crypto. In one case, someone said they went to an exchange, they bought cryptocurrency, they got a confirmation email, then the company disappeared. So I want to make this very clear and easy to understand. Blake Harris Law, our estate planning attorney, has also expanded into cryptocurrency. What exactly does that mean? In a sentence, your firm does what?
We can do a few different matters relating to cryptocurrency. We can do our traditional estate planning services, such as helping to designate who receives your crypto when you pass away. We can do our asset protection services, making sure that in the event of a lawsuit, you don't have to hand over your crypto to somebody suing you. We can also do crypto tax compliance. This is very important. You do have to pay taxes on your crypto, and we can help make sure that you properly report your crypto taxes. And then we also can help businesses who want to get into crypto businesses, whether that's starting your own coin, starting an exchange, setting up a Bitcoin ATM machine. So various ways that we can help with cryptocurrency.
All right. Now, Blake, I want to try to dumb this down a bit, and I want to talk about crypto a little. And if you would bear with us, I can come back to you, because I don't want to just make the whole show about crypto, but I would like to keep you more than just one segment. I don't have to keep you the whole show. But in general, when you acquire cryptocurrency, where do you keep it? What is it?
Sure. So you would typically buy crypto through an online exchange such as Coinbase or Crypto.com. These are the ones that I recommend buying it through. But then once you purchase it, you need to move it off I highly recommend moving it off the exchange into a cold storage wallet.
What is that? What is that? Cryptocurrency should be moved to a cold storage wallet. What does that mean?
Let me step back and finish the exchange portion.
Go ahead.
As these exchanges are growing in value, as more people are putting their money into these online exchanges, they become a target for hackers. And hackers are more attracted in spending more money trying to get into the exchanges. Also, there's the temptation. Also, when there's a crash in the crypto market, sometimes the exchanges freeze up and you can't get your crypto out of them. So what you need to do is put it into cold storage. What is cold storage? It's basically a USB drive. So instead of it existing out on the cloud.
Oh. And what do you actually download onto that thumb drive?
So it's your key. It's a 26-digit numeric code that is put onto a key. Now, when you put it onto a USB drive, there are certain USB drives that I recommend. Number one, you need to purchase it directly from the manufacturer. Do not go online and buy a secondhand USB drive that somebody else has already hacked and is going to steal your cryptocurrency. Buy it directly from the manufacturer, and there's two manufacturers that I am
Wait a minute, you're
with.
talking about for the drive itself?
Yes.
Why is that so important? Why can't I just get a thumb drive out of my drawer and format it?
Because there's the possibility that somebody has hacked that thumb drive. That somebody has a backdoor in that thumb drive that as soon as you plug it into a computer, it's going to steal your cryptocurrency. So you want to make sure you have a reliable thumb drive.
Wow. Okay.
So the next part is important. You want the ones that I am comfortable recommending. There are two. There's a BC Vault, and then there's the Ledger Nano X.
Now, what are you talking about? So you're talking about the thumb drive, and this is software on the thumb drive?
No, these are hardware. It's a thumb drive. It's like a small.
Oh, okay. Is the crypto simply a file, which is a record of the transactions, or is it something else? Is it a picture of a coin? What exactly am I putting on the thumb drive?
It's a file. It's basically a file.
Okay. And the file shows the authenticity of it?
Exactly. The file proves that you own the coin, and then you can put that into your safe at home and
all right.
Forget about it.
And this brings up a topic, Blake, that so many... See, a lot of people never ask you the basics like this, and that's why we're picking your brain. So I have a thumb drive, and I have crypto on there, and I put 25 grand in there, or whatever. I'm just using, like somebody's working stiff, maybe even 100 grand, whatever they have. And now, okay, they have a thumb drive. And where do they go with it? And what if someone says, well, that's not worth anything to me? I mean, how do you know? I've often wondered about that. I can go to the bank and draw money out. I don't know how you authenticate or know that your crypto is still there or it's really something of value. If I bought it from somewhere, how do I even know that the number I have, or whatever you call it, what is it? Is it an ID number, a transaction number?
The blockchain.
Yeah, it is a blockchain that produces, but what do I know? Do I get a picture of the entire blockchain for that coin? What do I get to prove, and how do I know it's genuine? Just hold on, because these are the kinds of questions I'm getting.
Man, I press the button. I'm sorry. You don't want me pressing it. I promise you. I promise you that I'm going to start pressing it.
On over 2,000 devices. Now, impact traffic.
It's such a complicated topic. Bitcoin and this whole thing with blockchain is very difficult for people to understand what that even means.
Well, okay, it's not difficult to understand it. It's difficult to truly understand it. No, I mean, you understand, but you don't truly understand it. You couldn't produce a blockchain if you're like
not in a million years.
Okay, so you just know the concept. But big deal.
That's what I'm saying, so complicated.
The concept, yeah.
That's like saying, I understand you can send a rocket to the moon, but that doesn't mean I can design one.
Because you're not an engineer.
Right.
Listen, I understand a lot more than I used to.
Well, of course, you learn as you grow.
Hey, ask them how many digits are in your thing to identify your Bitcoin account.
If you're not feeling well, you can have IV therapy in your home today. You can have it sometimes within a couple hours. Rocky Mountain IV Medics. Let me tell you the importance of this therapy. First of all, it's the most common therapy for when people aren't feeling good. Or you can do it for dehydration or just vitamins or whatever you want for, like migraines or hydration, getting ready for an athletic event, whatever you need. I do NAD, which is a coenzyme, a cellular formula. Bottom line, Rocky Mountain IV Medics can be there, and you don't pay any more than you would at a hydration bar or store. So why do it anywhere else? Do it at home. 720-987-2155. 720-987-2155. I love a place that makes things simple. That's what Granite Liquidators does. What you do is you go there to buy your stone, whatever it is. It could be granite, as the name implies, Granite Liquidators. You can also buy marble or quartzite, anything in a slab, and you buy the whole slab. You shop the whole slab. You're not shopping from little tiny samples. Here's the benefit of shopping for the stone first. Stone not easily replaced, so you decorate around the stone. Yeah, you can take something with you, and you know what you have. And they put your name on it and store it for you. Granite Liquidators, that's what I love. They sell to you at wholesale prices, and they keep it there until you're ready for it. Your contractor can go pick it up. GraniteLiquidators.com will get you started. Then you can go to their yard up in Wheat Ridge. GraniteLiquidators.com.
Veteran news.
Yes, sir.
Fucking, you gotta log out of this, dude. You were logged into help. on here.
Yeah, they can get into all of our shit.
I wasn't looking to help
This
there.
is from
You were-
fucking Dan.
Yeah, I don't log in to help there.
I don't either.
Well, somebody.
I don't know when I would have done it.
Were you
I
at
couldn't
that
even
PC
tell you what the
yesterday?
password is for help. How's that?
I know why. No, sorry, that is my bad.
Don't admit it. We were just on his fucking case.
I logged in to help yesterday for Jay, so he got the call screener.
Listen, Dan, don't do it again.
And you didn't log out.
And I'm not used to having to log out. It's just another thing I have to
You know
get
what?
used to.
Yeah, I don't even use it.
Yeah, I know.
There's
You know
nothing for
who
me
would
to
have
do.
never have
You
done
waved
that?
your finger at me.
Daphne.
No, I would never have done that.
Daphne would have never have logged in and not out.
Wouldn't have happened.
I don't even
Wouldn't
know.
have happened.
Truly. Oh, by the way, speaking
Big
about
Jeff
Mark,
back.
seriously, she's got some sales in her contract link. You are updating all those links. Is her link isn't working, so.
It works fine. I'm not arguing with you.
We know
No,
about it.
but referralist.com/Daphne works.
Whatever the link is I sent her works fine.
Oh, when did you send it? Recently?
No. Last time we were testing it back and forth has been months ago. I don't know.
Well,
Launch out
Mark,
Mark
listen.
Major.
What's the big deal? Okay? I mean, come on. She's got sales and she says it doesn't work.
Okay.
She's not looking for a fight. Can you send it to me and let me see? Because
Yeah.
I don't understand any of it.
Okay.
So I can't. I didn't know the first thing. I said, I have no idea. All she said was when she clicked on it, she got a 404. So I don't know why. But it's the same as mine, right? The one on Tom Martino, right? Everyone is separate.
That was before.
You have referralist.com/whatever.
I'm sure she's got
I'm
the
Jay was there. I was like, it had to have been Dan. It's Dan. It's all Dan's fault.
No, I don't even log into that. Because you know why? Because I'm scared I'm not going to get logged out.
Well, there's nothing. I mean, who the hell would want in our help email? Honest to God, there's
It gives
no.
access to other shit.
The only thing it gives access to is our call screener. It doesn't give access to anything else. Like no personal information. Just so you know.
Just so you know.
Except for your passwords, Mark. I have those linked up to help.
Hey, look at this here. Is this Tom? People are so funny. They give me shit about Tom's shirt. They said, Greg, baby, look, this is standing by me. Is that his shirt or not?
Is that from yesterday or today?
No, look at his shirt today. Except he's got this gray pocket.
He had the little kid one on yesterday, I think.
They said, some guy said it's a peanut shirt.
Yeah, it is. It's Charlie Brown.
I know, but Charlie Brown's are much thicker, stripes there. This is exactly like the shirt. I'm going to put it in there. It's fine. I'm so childish.
Well, that's why you get along with Mark so well.
Your phone number. Here's how to get the best deal. This month, dial #250 and say keyword get.
I knew you were going to have a bad try. I knew it was going to
Hey, Mark,
So,
I was talking to my son who is really anti-Trump.
Did you guys get that news story I sent you on the tenant from hell who
Oh, the
sprayed
pictures are unbelievable.
the inside of that home? I sent it to you.
Oh, okay, I'll look at it.
Oh my God! I'm
It's
like,
bad.
who would do that?
All right, 303-713-8255.
303 Martino, don't forget that number. It works on and off the air. Why do I remind you of that? Because after the show, before the show, on the weekends, holidays, we always monitor that number. We'll turn around, we'll call you back, we'll have a deputy reach out, I will, Tom will, someone will reach back out to you and get you lined up to get on the show. You can also email us at any time at help@troubleshooter.com. We try to make it easy. Thomas?
So we have Blake Harris on talking about crypto, but before I get right back to that, I just want to start on this other problem so we can get some start on it, and then during the break get somebody working on it. So Terry, let's go to you, and then those waiting for crypto information, we are going to make it very basic, but if you have any other questions, you can call us. But Terry, your roof insurance claim, how would you sum that up?
Well, I haven't done the claim yet, Tom. And first of all, I wanted to thank you for the great service you've been providing to the community. You helped me out 35 years ago.
Yeah, you mentioned that. 35 years ago. What was the problem then? I'm just curious.
I learned about extended car warranties. I had bought a used Ford Bronco from Mike Naughton, bought an extended warranty. The engine went out a week later, and, of course, it was owner's abuse.
But hey, Terry, what's going on with your roof, by the way? Yeah, and I remember that one. You were saying we did work that one out, and, it was excluded. I mean, almost anything as their definition was owner abuse, and that's the way it is with a lot of these warranties. But anyway, with your roof, what happened with your roof?
I'll tell you, I'm in a little bit of a quandary about my 20-year-old roof. We got hit with that hailstorm on Sunday, and I've had two companies come out, one that advertises with Mandy, and he goes, yeah, you have damage, but he gave me about a 70% chance of getting a new roof. I had Chris.
So basically, it's that simple. He says you have damage, and your insurance says you don't.
No, I haven't claimed it with my insurance yet.
Okay.
And then Chris with Excel came out yesterday and gave me a 50-50 chance that they would replace the roof. Well, here's what my perceived
I don't understand. I don't understand why, if it's damaged, from Excel, why did he say a 50-50 chance?
Well, I think it's like that's kind of their normal line, like Jay said yesterday, that they don't want to be overly optimistic because it depends upon the adjuster that comes out.
Well, but if you have damage, you have damage.
Well, you got to remember, though, it's also an old roof.
Okay, get it.
It's
so
20 years
where are
old.
we right now? Let's just get to that part.
I was gonna go ahead and file a claim with the insurance company, but my concern, or my perceived concern, is if the adjuster comes out, denies the claim, says it's an old roof, can the insurance company at that point say, we're not going to insure you until you get a new roof?
Yep.
Yeah, that's my concern.
Yeah, they can exclude the roof. But, okay, so right now you're waiting to see if you have damage or not.
Right. Well, I've been told I have damage.
Okay.
It's a matter of whether an insurance company will pay
Well, did Excel give you a full bid on what you need?
No, not yet.
Well, that's what you need. And then you don't show it to your adjuster, but let your adjuster tell you what you need. How old is your roof?
20 years old.
Okay. They're not allowed, they're not allowed on homeowners to depreciate unless you have an actual cash value. What they do is, if you have replacement coverage, they'll come out and give you a bid, or not a bid, a damage estimate. Then they subtract the deductible, and that's what they pay you. But the first check you get is what's called ACV, actual cash value. That's what the roof was worth a minute before the storm, okay? So that's what it's worth. And then when you get it done, they pay the difference. So right now you've done everything correctly. You've checked with experts to see if you have damage. Now you call your insurance company and get an adjuster out there. That's it. You got to take it one step at a time.
Okay, I appreciate that advice.
Now, who's your carrier? Who's your carrier?
You'll love it. American Family.
Yeah, you're going to have a hard time. But stay in touch with us each step of the way, and we'll help.
Hey, Mark, I got the link. Here it is. So that's the link right there. That's the link. Okay. So is that the one we all use just with our own names? I don't know. I got to look. Okay.
Hey, Tom?
Yeah.
I have to meet with the flooring people for my new place at 1 o'clock.
At the design center?
No, at Guys. You know anything about Guys? Are they pretty reputable? Okay.
They're pretty reputable.
Yeah, they're the ones that are pretty much
They've been around long.
Okay. So I'm leaving here after 12 o'clock break at 12:17.
So what are you going to get?
I don't know.
You have allowances, right?
I don't know. This is my first meeting with them.
But you have allowances, right?
But I don't know what they are yet.
And you're allowed to upgrade, right?
Right.
So slow. So this is
that one here.
So it's
Absolutely. Horrible. I was trying to surf when you do it by yourself and no one
It'll
knows
knock
it up.
especially females.
Yeah, that's why I don't do it.
They should.
Why, except for, I have an idea what I want.
Do you have anyone?
Oh, that wasn't me, bro.
You don't have anyone working? No.
Suzanne's like, why'd you answer that email?
I'm like, Jerry, everybody thought it was great.
You did that all by yourself?
Yeah.
Where was that?
You were jumping in the It was in the village. You were in, you were in the, either in the estates or, yeah, there's three divisions.
Yeah. What's the difference?
Well, the village has duplex townhomes and small single families. Then where you live have medium-sized homes, and then there's the estates of somebody else that have the 8,000 or 9,000 square foot homes. So there were
mine's 7,200.
Yeah, so there were two HOAs. You take HOA for the whole community, and HOA for one of those three subdivisions.
It works perfect, man. I have no idea what she's talking about.
Well, that's good. No, good. No, it is, because now we know it's on her end.
Well, how hard to be to click on a link to test it? Think about that. Here, I'm going to
it could be her computer. I don't know. Look, Mark, she's not looking for trouble. She just wanted help to get the contract.
All right, well,
I mean,
that would be new.
We all just get along.
Jesus. I mean, no,
I just said it here, though.
If there's a problem, I would be the first. I don't take that shit anymore. I don't even get involved in it. All she asked was for fucking help. Okay, but I'm going to type it in and see, and I will type on yours.
No, I just sent it to you.
Okay, Doc, is there like a chemical
do it on a message?
I want to see if it's the same.
Okay.
Did you see this axe handle?
No.
Okay, you sent it right here. Okay, got it. So here it is.
So this guy found this axe handle in his.
Okay, so what? Okay.
You can test it.
Right.
See if it's the same thing.
No,
It's the same exactly.
Well, you don't have HTTPS in there.
Even if it's very
there. Okay.
tens of years old.
When I do this,
you can actually see.
I don't know.
So that's why I was typing it in here to see if the computer would do it. I'm doing the same exact thing. TroubleshooterNetwork.com. So
then you have to type down whatever you
.com. I don't understand this.
Here's what you do. Just fill it out right now as a test for her, and she should get it.
Okay. Well, I don't.
Hey, where about in Denver is your place at?
By the way, I approved a really low. I'm not doing a trade, but I did a really low introductory thing. No, for this window company. But I just want you to know, I'm not getting anything. I actually hired and paid them. They're two young kids. Listen to this. They started the company out of high school. It's been going for 3 years.
Hey, how was the trail? I heard this.
So anyway, they're $100 a month right now as an introduction. Okay, let me do this. I did this. Yes, it works. Okay.
Like the Black Canyon one and stuff.
Okay.
No, the park where I go, it's great. So that's what, plus it's a brand new.
No, I like what you say at that level. Yeah, I agree.
And I've been living in the neighborhood now for 5 years. I really like the neighborhood.
We also typed it in.
And like I said, only about
into
quarter of a mile more.
We also typed it.
Oh, I see. Gotcha.
Into a browser.
Sorry. I should have that. So, does it have a second story or just?
Oh yeah. So the second story has a second master bedroom, a guest bedroom. Oh, and then
try it again. If it doesn't work,
we'll put in a bar and a poker table and
if it doesn't work.
So that's perfect for me.
So it's 2 bedroom.
Yeah.
I'll come over and try to help. I don't know. Whoa.
Motorcycle.
Wait, I didn't even know you had one.
Yeah, dirt bike.
Oh, you sold it? Yeah. You don't use it anymore?
Doesn't look like a dirt bike kind of guy.
400
should be in their system in time for next week. Come back, ask
I don't have time to run.
Latest, I'm Chuck Buck.
I can sell a trailer.
This report is sponsored by.
So when you sell things, like what? Okay, but you sold it, right? How did you? And you made them come to your place, or? Yeah. Okay.
You know what? You can when you talk to them on the phone,
you can usually tell. It's harder for the buyer than the seller.
You're right.
You're right. If you're going to sell something,
you're right. That's a good point. That's a good point.
You deal with cash, or else it's no deal.
I did right at my place.
When my son sold his car, we met the kid. They were, the kid and his dad.
This just doesn't make sense. Autopilot
cashed a check and had the bank give us a check.
Okay, yeah. No, that's the way to do it. Right. Mine was $3 grand, so yeah, just I said just and Mark gave me
what is that? What smile is that?
It's Mark. Hey, Tom, what do you think about our new national holiday? Juneteenth. Pretty soon there'll be so many holidays that these
That's the only thing. I think if you give a holiday, you got to get rid of a holiday.
I don't think we should have holidays. No, I think people should take what they want. You have a certain number. I'm serious.
I see what you're saying.
Everyone take what they want.
But they do. So you're saying add on your hey, your phone just rang.
Mark, where did you find? Did they have a transcript of the conversation with the tower?
Oh, I don't. They showed just a few, but it was only those 3 sentences.
What would an autopilot have to do with a fucking small plane? They'd have to turn back. Ridiculous.
Well, Mark, why could it be that they couldn't turn it off and it was malfunctioning?
Yeah, that's what it made it sound like.
You absolutely can turn it off.
Yeah, I know what thing.
Pull the breaker. It's gotta be. Nothing will power it after that.
Right, but maybe he didn't even know that.
A little panic.
And then panic also, yeah. All right.
Okay. We need to. It's a smoky hole in there. It's terrible.
Oh, did you see it? There's nothing left of that plane. It's like incinerated,
They had
man.
to shut down a lot of power.
They said they'd have to do rolling blackouts.
In Lone Tree, right?
Yeah. Dude, you can just see where it.
Tino, the troubleshooter.
Hi, I'm Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. Welcome to the only show of its kind anywhere in the universe. We are here solving problems, answering questions, taking complaints, and making your life just a little easier. All right, we tried out our new open last hour, and I don't know, Shannon, what do you think? Does it work? We're gonna ease it in here and see if you like it, and then we have a new theme song we're going to use and see what happens. Okay, we've been talking cryptocurrency. We've been also talking problems, questions, and complaints. I'm Tom Martino. Don't forget waterpros.net for the absolute best water conditioning systems at the lowest prices. Also water filtration, full house systems, under $2,000. It's hard to believe, but it's true. Under $2,000. Save on bottled water. Get a system at the sink for filtration for under $1,000. All right, I'm Tom Martino. Welcome. Oh, that's waterpros.net. Blake Harris, I need to talk about crypto because what we talked about is when you buy crypto to be absolutely safe, in addition to, of course, going to a safe place to buy it, you then move it to storage, what you call cold storage. Other people may call that airlock storage. You can call it whatever. It's not connected to the internet, and you recommended certain thumb drives, it goes on. And what is actually going on there? That's what we want to know. What signifies ownership? You say it's a file. What does the file contain? That's what you have to understand. The people I deal with are very basic when it comes to crypto. We'll get more complicated after that.
Oh, so Tom, cut out there for a second, but I think the question was what goes on to the cold storage? It is your private key. So when you when you purchase Bitcoin, you do it and you get an online wallet. And in order to access that wallet, in order to make trades through that wallet, you need 2 things. You need your private key and you need a public key. The public key is what you give away to other people so they can send you payments. And the private key is what you have allowed to accept and take those payments.
So, okay.
It's the private key.
Is there a different key for each coin?
No, no. And the concept of a coin is a little bit confusing. Current Bitcoin price is around $40,000 per coin, but nobody has to buy a full coin. You can buy $5 worth of Bitcoin.
We understand. But so you have a key that identifies you as a user or a buyer or a person. But what identifies
your wallet? Yeah.
Okay. But within the wallet, I have a dollar bill that has a serial number on it. Do I have anything in my wallet to denote my specific Bitcoin or fraction of Bitcoin?
So what you have is the wallet exists on the blockchain. The wallet exists on a ledger that anyone can view. In order to open that wallet up, is your private key.
And when I open it up with my private key, I see not just the coin I just bought, but the ones I bought last week and the week before.
Everything that you have in that wallet, exactly, everything you've accumulated in that wallet.
So when I see a Bitcoin that I bought yesterday in my wallet, what do I see? Do I see a serial number? Do I see a blockchain number? Do I see an ID number? What do I see?
You see a number of Bitcoin. It could be 2 Bitcoin. It could be 0.002 Bitcoin. But you see the
but each Bitcoin
money
is not identified.
No, it's not. It's not identified. It's a partial ownership in a Bitcoin that's on the blockchain.
Well, that defies everything I have learned. That you can identify right down to the gnat's ass a Bitcoin and who it belongs to, and one Bitcoin belongs to you, can't belong to anyone else. Go ahead. What were you saying?
I said that wrong. You can see what you own. There is unique ownership of the Bitcoins.
So the Bitcoin is identified with a number?
Within the Bitcoin is held within the wallet.
We get that. Blake, forgive us. You may know more than we do, so it's the simple questions. And it's okay if you don't know. I mean, I've read where each Bitcoin, and people are welcome to call in, each Bitcoin has something that identifies it, and it's unique to you. If you own one Bitcoin, no one else can own it, no one else can trade on it, no one else can do anything to it because it's recorded. And but not every Bitcoin is recorded in every blockchain. Each Bitcoin has its own blockchain of transactions, and that's what makes that Bitcoin unique. Each one has its own heritage, right? So you know,
right.
You can go back and look at the pedigree. You can look at the pedigree of each Bitcoin and know exactly where it came from, who owned it, and how you got it. You can even look at the historical value. But what I'm asking is, in order to do that, is there a serial number? Is there a name? Is there a letter? Is there, or don't you know? It's okay if you don't know. I'm just curious. What am I looking at when you say it says I own a Bitcoin? Is that Bitcoin identified?
It is identified. I don't know the exact way.
All right, fine. I was wondering because here's what somebody asked. Who's to say when I say I own this Bitcoin, how do I even know what I got was genuine? If I go to buy a Bitcoin and you help me, that's different because your law firm will help me obtain a Bitcoin and you'll put it in my wallet or I'll put it in my wallet. But how do I know if there are so many people going out today, and I'll bet you there are many people buying Bitcoins that didn't actually get them. They just think they did because they get some kind of a confirmation email. How does someone know when they buy a Bitcoin that they own it?
So this is where you want to go through legitimate exchanges, the ones that I mentioned, Coinbase,
right.
Crypto.com. There are exchanges that have disappeared overnight.
So that's the kind that you can get ripped off. If you go to buy a Bitcoin and the next day the exchange is gone, so now you have an email with a number on it saying you own Bitcoin number 1122 whatever, and you don't because it's not even, it was just fake. The whole thing's fake. And I think that is the reluctance of many people to get into Bitcoin. When you go buy a car, you drive away in the car. When you go to the bank and break $100 bills, you get $100 bills. When you make a deposit, you get a deposit slip, and you know exactly what you have. But when some people who are new to Bitcoins have no idea if they're even buying it, and if it's true, it feels a lot like air. You pay money, you're told you have a Bitcoin. How do you know you have a Bitcoin? There's a certain amount of trust, obviously, but there has, and you say use reputable exchanges. That absolutely, positively has to be the key. But
how did the feds track down Colonial Pipeline's Bitcoin they paid to those hackers? How did they know that those Bitcoins were the same ones?
So when sending money, they followed the public key that was sent, and you can look on the ledger and see every time that public key has been used.
So then they finally found what account it was. That's when they got a warrant and opened that account. So they never really broke the encryption. They got a warrant, froze the asset, and then got... How did they get into it without the key? How did they get that Bitcoin money back?
Do you know?
So I don't know. I don't know exactly how the Fed did it. I know that the Fed is investing a lot, and the IRS is investing a lot to track down and reverse engineer who is holding what Bitcoin.
And I just want to apologize. I just want to apologize one second. You know, Blake Harris never said, "I'm going to tell you everything from A to Z on Bitcoins." He said, my law firm, and he has a special attorney there and some people that deal with it, can help you acquire legitimately Bitcoins. We can help you store them legitimately, and we can help you transfer them to kids and heirs. We can also help you put them in a trust. We can do all of that. So I apologize, because really, Blake, I'm asking questions that are just, I mean, you know, most people, even people involved in Bitcoin. I have a friend who owns over $1 million in Bitcoins, way over $1 million. And he doesn't really understand it. He says, you know, like Deputy Doc says, well, it's a blockchain. Okay, but no one really truly, they use the terms, but they don't truly know the actual derivation of this blockchain or how it's done. But it is something that's here to stay. We all know that. But Mark had some great questions on, how does the government, and if the government can do that to fraudsters, they can do that to anyone.
Exactly, or someone else can do it.
Yeah, if the government was able to do that, someone else could. And I understand it's the industry is in its infancy.
And then how would you, if someone did rob you, I mean, let's let the bad guys...
That's what I'm getting at.
I don't feel bad that the bad guys that paid the ransom or charged the ransom got ripped off, but how about if I somehow stole your Bitcoin? How do you even prove you had Bitcoin?
Blake, are cases like that going on now, or is it too early in the industry? Are there robberies? Are there, you said hackers, so apparently they are subject to hacking.
There are robberies. There's also been a number of mysterious deaths or gone missing hedge fund managers. So it is a risk, and I generally recommend if you're holding on to crypto, you don't tell a whole lot of people about it. Unlike a bank which can track where the funds go, if a crypto key is stolen,
I want these questions. Go ahead.
Hey, Blake, I have a quick question. If you own Bitcoin and Ethereum and let's say Dogecoin, do you need a separate wallet for each,
that's a good question.
Crypto coin, or can they all be in one wallet?
Good question.
Separate wallets.
Different wallets. Okay, hold on. We have more coming up.
You know, here's the thing. Can we go off audio, please?
Jewel Insurance Company presents Doug.
And we're back with Limu, Emu, and Doug for the final question. Category is things you climb.
All right, Limu, what do you think? You sure? We're going with Liberty Mutual customizes your car insurance so you only pay for what you need.
Oh, so close. We were looking for stairs.
Huh. Only pay for what you need.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
I've been with K&H Home Solutions the entire time I've been in Colorado. That's 40 years. I knew the original owner, Henry Seligman. He started K&H. H is for Henry, K was for his wife. And it was K&H Windows. Then Ted Rowland took it over about 30 years or more, and I met Ted. They've done work for me on my home. You can trust K&H Windows, which is now K&H Home Solutions. So I'm going to give you a website and a number, and I can tell you, you will always find them about 25% below market when it comes to siding, windows, doors, and more. You will always find them to have extraordinary service and warranty work. I had them come back 15 years on one window, and they did the service. And then my wife had a problem, and she didn't even know it was under warranty. They had done it 20 years ago, and I called them, and they fixed it. KHWindows.com, 303-421-7100. Well, Genesis Total Exteriors also has the solar division, Genesis Solar. And I love the way they do business. The first and foremost, this is the most extraordinary part. They give a 25-year parts. All your equipment is guaranteed for 25 years, and performance, production for 25 years. Think about that. I mean, they basically will guarantee it. You get the tax credits, you buy it, you're not leasing it. So there's no complications when you sell. GenesisSolarCO.com.
Retirement is the biggest investment you'll ever make.
The
right financial plan.
I'm sorry, I just wanted to know if you guys want to add to that.
But I would like to say, how many digits is it a combination of letters?
I just asked somebody who knows. I'll tell you what it is.
This person that knows, can he answer stupid questions that I have?
Probably not, but he knows about the private key.
I mean, you've heard people, if they've lost their key, and you only got so many times.
They never get that.
Right.
Now, I have a white paper that is ingenious that I'm going to send you, Doc. You'll love it. So will you.
Yeah,
it's a white paper.
I don't look at color.
You know, it's crazy, though.
You know what they should call a white paper, Dan?
What's that?
Well, I'm going to go on
You're going to be woke.
People are going to
be the most woke.
I'm going to go on a rampage. No more.
Well, here's another thing: is Dogecoin was made as a joke, and it's went up probably.
Do you know why? Because it was supposed to be dog.
Right. It's probably went up. I don't know how many thousands of percent or hundreds of percent. So why not everybody make their own?
You can.
And you can, as long as people accept it.
Right.
Now,
but you have to know how to set up the blockchain.
I can explain Bitcoins after reading this white paper. I'm not saying I understand it, but
I got a question for you then.
Yeah.
Who updates software on Bitcoin? Bitcoin was made 12 years ago, 13 years ago.
God damn it! Who knows? Dan, I think it came from God or something. I mean, I can't figure it out. I mean, I'm sitting. It's so mysterious.
Probably came from Russia.
Yeah, but some people think that was simply a pseudonym for a group.
Right.
And how about when you convert it? Like if I look up how much is Bitcoin right now, and it's 40,112.
This was written by so-called Satoshi Nakamoto.
Minus the service fee.
You know what?
So how does that work?
Who collects the service fee?
Where do I get my money? Fuck the service fee.
In your bank.
Okay, so you could do it on the whim. Bam, done. Like if I sell a stock right now, that money is in my account in 5 fucking seconds.
Right. It may take a day or two.
See, I don't believe it.
Again, but that's what
I don't think you can get your fucking money a day or two.
Again, Doc, who collects the money?
What's Coinbase?
Okay, who collected money before Coinbase?
The wallet is what he's saying. Whatever your wallet is.
No. The wallet is like your deposit book. Coinbase is like the bank.
Yes, but Coinbase has only been for a few years. Who collected the money before?
I don't know.
And then when mining is done, when Bitcoin mining is done,
right?
That's how they pay for
some
the
wallets
transaction.
can hold multiple.
Who collects that money then? Where is that? Who's going to do that? Who's going to do the transactions when that is done?
I don't know the answer to that.
And that's the kind of questions I would like to know. Because mining is going to be done for Bitcoin. There's a definite...
Oh, yeah. There's algorithms that you have to solve.
Right. For each transaction.
Right.
If there's no transaction, there's no algorithm.
You can get a bacon double stack, 4-piece crispy or spicy nuggets, fries, and a drink in the $5 biggie bag. That's 2 fresh beef patties, applewood smoked bacon, and juicy chicken.
And there's got to be updates to the software. And they say, well, we don't even know who made it. So who updates this stuff? That's
Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter, 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Okay, listen, I need to go to other calls. We'll come back. I do have a very simple way, seriously now, to explain Bitcoin, because I read the white paper written by the so-called founder. We don't know if it's a real person or if this founder was a pseudonym for a group of people. But it's pretty ingenious, and I think I can explain it. The problem is explaining it doesn't necessarily mean you understand how the software and all that works. Okay, so, Karen, welcome to the show. What's going on, Karen?
Well, I wanted to kind of bring it to light, I guess, what I'm learning about solar. I had spoken to Chris with Cam Solar, and we ended up not doing anything with him because we were going to talk about it and think about it. So when I called
what did you find out, Karen? Let's talk about it.
Well, when I called him back with Cam Solar, he's like, well, I can't do this for you because your payment is going to be more than your payment with your
That's wonderful. That's why we like them, because they're honest.
Yeah, because when we first were going with him, he was all gung-ho about it. And then when I called him back, when I called him back, it was like maybe 3 or 4 months later, he's like, no, we can't do this for you. And so we talked to another solar company last night, and they're telling us, our payment's going to be across the board $128 from the beginning of the loan to the end.
Okay, listen. That's possible that a company can do that. But if Cam Solar told you it can't be done, please be careful, okay?
Well, that's what happened. I ended up calling the financial company that was with this other company, and as far as that 26% rebate from the government, you don't get that full 26%. You can get up to that 26%.
Well, what do you mean up to it?
That's what they're telling me. You don't, because depending on what you owe in taxes and depending on your tax situation.
Oh, of course. A tax credit is only a credit for what you owe. You can carry that forward, though.
Yeah, but you don't even...
No, Mark?
No, you can carry it for a little bit of time, not forever.
I think 5 years, right?
I'm not sure.
Let's find out.
For 5 years.
Go ahead.
But you don't even know. They don't even give you a chance to check on that. They tell you, these solar companies tell you that you get that full 26%.
All right, Karen, you're right. Okay, Karen, it should be explained better. And another thing solar companies do is they don't really discount the systems for people. What the solar industry did with the discount is gave themselves more money. It never turned out to be net lower cost for a site. It should be, but it never turned out that way. Instead, they simply charge as much or more than they normally would because they know the credit will induce people to buy anyway. They're artificially high is what I'm saying. And when those tax credits go away, we're going to see it because prices are going to plummet. But let's talk about this in general. The entire industry is bad because here's why. People don't know a lot about it, and the ones that install don't like servicing, and the ones that service don't like installing, and it's hard to get some people that do both. Also, solar in general, okay, the industries want to make the quick upfront money, and they want, and they're not interested in retention because these systems last for like 20, 25 years. And so it's not a good turnover. It's not like people who go out and do stuff that wears out quicker, like water heaters, even furnaces. I mean, furnaces, are not maybe not a good example, but it's just one of these businesses that attracts just the wrong people. You have people who are either idealistic and they don't know squat about business, but they want to help the environment. Good people who understand. Then you have people who just do the business end and they want to take advantage of the tax credits and do what you said, slam you into a system and make you think you're getting all these benefits. So what I like about CAM is you have a little bit of both. You have the environmental people, they really believe in the mission of solar, and they're pretty savvy when it comes to making money, which is good. You want them to be around. But still, and then you have Genesis Solar. I mean, he's great. Mark Szymanski, he went into solar, and he's pretty dependable. But here's what you want people to know. First, the tax credit is only applicable or applicable, whatever you want to say, if you have taxes to pay. And I think you only can carry it forward 5 years. There are some people that will never fully take advantage of it. The second thing is you have leasing or buying. And where they give you a level payment for 20 years and that payment is lower than your electric bill, if you get that in writing, that would be wonderful. But very seldom will that happen if will they give you a guaranteed lower payment in writing. The other thing is, many electrical systems have minimum payments that you have to pay no matter what. So you have to check into all of that. Did you decide to go with solar or not?
We did, but we talked to the financial company today, and they're going to let us cancel if we want to, because the monthly payment's going to end up being $175.
Well, don't do it then. What is your electric bill?
Our electrical bill is only like $113 a month.
Why would you even bother with solar with a bill that small? Why would you even bother?
They're telling us, even with Cam Solar and with this other company, they're telling us, well, in 10 years, your electrical bill is going to be like $220 a month.
Oh, okay. You're trying to hedge against the future. Okay.
I mean, that's
okay.
That's
I wouldn't do it for that reason. If I did not get immediate savings, I wouldn't do it. Now, there is a certain benefit to locking in prices, but I wouldn't do it, because if there comes a time, then what will happen is you can still go to solar. I mean, and if you think, wait a minute, what happens if the money, if at the time it's so expensive? It's not going to be. The market is always going to dictate realistic pricing, except for spurts here and there. I wouldn't panic, Karen. I really wouldn't. I wouldn't bother doing solar right now in your case. I wouldn't, not in your case. I mean, solar is to save money right now. Yes, to save the environment, that's wonderful, it is. But truly, it doesn't do much for that, not when you consider, the entire carbon footprint of the entire country, and then what the solar section is and what that does. Oh, it helps the environment. Everything we do can help, and there's nothing wrong with doing that. The other thing, though, is there is a certain amount of a pollution that goes into producing solar systems and disposing of them. We often don't really consider the whole picture, like electric cars, for example. When you consider the whole picture, yeah, they're better for the environment than gasoline cars to a certain extent. But there's disposal of batteries, production of electricity. There's all kinds of things to consider. There's nothing that's magic. Nothing's going to just make everything go away. Now, if we could have truly a solar vehicle that actually powers as it goes, but that's not going to happen in our near future. So, good discussion on solar, whether you should do it or not. Again, there are people who would do it just for the tiny benefit it does to the environment. There are others that will do it to hedge against the future, and then others who do it to save money immediately. In my opinion, it's the saving money immediately that's the wisest. I wouldn't do it to hedge against the future, nor to help the environment. So, more coming up with Blake Harris on cryptocurrency, and I'm going to explain what I found in this white paper and why I think it really, really simplifies things. Also, John said he found something sinister in his attic. So that begs a question real quick. John?
Yeah, can you hear me?
I'm going to do what I call a tease. You found something in your attic that was weird. I'm going to ask, is it living or non-living?
Non-living.
Okay. Is it bigger than a bread box?
Longer than a bread box.
Okay, hold on. We got more coming up.
Longer than a bread box.
Hey, Thomas,
not marked.
I just got a call. A guy got a $4,000 check from Thoma's company.
Toma?
Remember? Completely.
Oh, of course I do. He got it?
He got his check.
Well, we got it. That's a major follow-up.
I know.
I want to do that. I want to do that at the top of the hour.
Okay.
Right out of the next break.
All right.
I thought, Doc, they were getting weekly payments or monthly payments. No.
I think we definitely had something to do with that.
Of course we did. We also got them to change their voicemail that they're out of business.
Denver weather, an expected high today of 99, which would set a new record, and then warm up.
I play Genesis. I mean, I like Genesis.
He would come on and explain solar. I got questions.
I would get it, but we might be busy to do it now. But I don't mind getting him on. Well, he's going to come on anyway.
Is he going to be here? That'd be great.
I think we have him scheduled, right, Mark? We always do. All of our people.
Chicken is back. Pep it and kiss with our bourbon glaze. Only churches, only $5. Churches, bringing that down home flavor. Offer valid at participating locations.
When you're in an accident and there are injuries, okay, after all the dust settles, you need to call for free legal advice when you need it the most. Don't start asking friends, neighbors, cousins, aunts, uncles. It's amazing how many people just sit on their rights or go off with the wrong advice. Just call an attorney, John Fuller, Fuller Law. He's on our referral list at referrallist.com, okay? You can call him for free legal advice. He will not try to, pressure you into hiring him. But if you do hire him, there is still no out-of-pocket. It's still on contingency. If he collects for you, then he collects for himself, too, a portion of that. Fuller Law, free legal advice, 303-597-4500, 597-4500. If you are looking for countertops and you're wondering what it's going to cost, call the Art of Granite right now. That's right. Get some square footage, call them. The Art of Granite, it's the only place doing home improvements that will give you a price on the phone. And that price will be pretty dang close. Why? Because he knows how the granite and stone or whatever you want is going to cost. He knows it's going to be wholesale to you, right? He knows what tear out and haul away is going to cost. He doesn't charge you for it. He knows he's going to do the bathroom free when you do the kitchen. So all he needs to know is basically some square footage and some other information. Call him. Get a price. 303-386-5919. 386-5919. TheArtOfGranite.com.
Anybody want a water?
Oh, I got.
I do.
Enough. Water? I got enough acid. Mark wanted one.
Your life has only Ron Burgundy and delivery. I've heard it said.
Jordan Keanu will be here soon.
Listening to my podcast.
Oh, cool.
My source is chance. Listen to the Ron Burgundy podcast on the iHeartRadio app or wherever you get your podcasts. If you still not refinance your mortgage, well, soon you might be kicking yourself in the head. Rates are at historic lows, so take advantage of our new Fast Track loan with an unbelievable low rate of 2.25 rate in APR with no closing costs on a 15-year fixed loan. That's right, no points, no fees. I'm Wesley Oakland with Westland Financial, a trusted lender for over 20 years. Even if you refinance in last year, we can still probably save you money.
You see the shirt I put up?
Oh, what, dude?
The shirt I put up?
Oh, yeah.
That's from Stan B. It's Tom's shirt. They were giving him crap from the shirt. It's funny they do. People, E-termers love to critique clothing.
Well, nothing said about my clothes, geez.
Well, good. Stand up over there.
But I'm not wearing that type of shirt.
Hey, it's Michael Brown with Best Care Restoration. You know, after 6
Oh, that's crypto stuff's boring to me.
It's simply amazing to see my...
I just can't wrap my head around
I got specific questions and no one's ever answered my specific questions. Like here, it's like so many digits are in them. I'm finding that out for you.
Just one day.
How many times can you try to get in without getting out? Can you copy your key multiple times? Well, no, a key you write down and you keep somewhere that's very secure. I bet you it's too many digits to write down. No, because I have a key on my account. I have it written down somewhere.
What do you have, a death wish telling people about your account?
Well, they can't get into it because they don't know my private key. So how many is there? I have it at home.
256.
I'll let you know tomorrow.
Is it letters and numbers?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's 256.
What do you think it is? 50?
It's 256.
No, it's not 256.
That's what. Okay, then I guess Bitcoin's fucking lying.
Well,
it's possible they don't know their own
I'll tell you my private key tomorrow. I won't give it to you, but I'll.
You gonna memorize it?
No.
No, give it to me.
I'd like to see it memorized.
Yeah, right. Maybe when I was younger, I could memorize it.
This is get a fixed rate of return from them, but it might not be enough to offset taxes and inflation. Most annuity contracts require you to keep the money there for 5 to 10 years. And if you're under age 59 and a half, Any withdrawals are subject to a
You know what pissed me off in my solar? I basically paid zero bill and was doing credits. And then, because it's not a public utility, it's a, what do you call it? I don't know, a combine or something like that. They could change the rules, and they did. Really? Yeah.
If you're looking for a trusted...
So now you're paying an electric bill?
Yeah.
Did you pay for your solar?
No way.
So you
Even that way, it probably would have taken me 15 years.
So you leased it?
No, I bought it.
Oh, so say you bought
in
it.
Colorado and get your Kodak seed, you could win some
What I'm
Kodak.
saying
All eligible Coloradans
that's
18 years or
bullshit.
older
They
receive
did
at
it.
least one dose of the Kodak vaccine for automatically
Did you break even on it? No way.
each week from now until July 7th.
No way.
As soon as
Never
you get
break
vaccinated,
even. Never,
your chances
never,
will have to
never.
win. To protect yourself, power Colorado's comeback and win
No.
big. All prices are subject
Never
to
break even.
eligibility.
Well, my solar.
For more information and official
You know,
rules,
I told you
go to
that they changed the rules because they can.
You have where you
solar.
live.
Yeah.
Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter, 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. All right, so we have a number of things going on. We're talking cryptocurrency. So we have Wayne who wants to make a comment on Bitcoin wallets. And by the way, we did find out that some Bitcoin wallets do allow for multiple coins of different derivations. So it's not just one coin or another. John wants to talk about something sinister he found in his attic, which is non-living, because I did a little, hint question. And he also said it's longer than a bread box. But first, I want to go to this. I want to get this comment on Bitcoin wallets or digital currency wallets. Go ahead, sir. Wayne, what is your comment?
Good morning, Tom.
Hi.
It's nice to bask in your presence once again. But,
Thank you for basking in my glory.
Yes, that's it. But some people use old cell phones to store their, their digital wallet or whatever you want to call it, so it's not on a USB drive. And when the phone's off, there's no connectivity. If it's an old phone, it's kind of hard to connect to it anyway.
Huh, that's odd. But so it's just an old cell phone not connected to anything.
No, I think I've got a friend who did it, and I think you use it and you can do the file transfer or whatever. But he puts
you go on Wi-Fi. You go on Wi-Fi when you want to do the transferring, and then click off Wi-Fi when you want to store it.
Yes.
Okay. And I think, what do you think about that, Blake Harris? What do you think?
Cell phones are fine ways to store your key. That's fine. Cell phones.
You want to, but I like the idea of the air locking, and there, there are very secure facilities, and the airlock denotes a non-connection to the internet. There is absolutely no waves, no wires, nothing. And, hold on a sec. Okay. Yeah, he hung up. So Blake, with cryptocurrency, the main thing is, unless you know what you're doing, you need an expert to help you, don't you think? You can go to a legit exchange to buy it, but you need an expert to do like transferring, putting it into a trust, and doing all of that. That is where your specialty is coming in now. Again, you do regular estate planning, but the idea of handling crypto, I think, is unique. Have you had any takers yet?
So, yes, we've had several clients who we've set up estate planned asset protection plans, which involve or are funded with cryptocurrency. We've also been paid in Bitcoin and Ethereum. I would say that, yes, it takes a decent level of skill in order to properly manage a cryptocurrency portfolio in terms of estate planning and asset protection planning. But to buy cryptocurrency, you don't need an expert. A lot of your listeners, if they don't own cryptocurrency already, I imagine their children can show them how to do it in a few minutes. The whole country of El Salvador is switching over to it, and the citizens are not all experts in blockchain technology. You can go on Coinbase. It'll take a few days to get verified. They'll need to do their KYC, know your customer background check. But in order to just get started investing in cryptocurrency, and I'm not giving financial advice, but I am giving just general advice about education. Go buy $100 worth of Bitcoin, buy $100 worth of Ethereum. It will get you paying attention to the crypto markets. It will get you more comfortable with it. And as the dollar continues to inflate and as Bitcoin continues to grow in price, you'll be better able and more comfortable investing more in it, which is the way things are going.
Let me ask you something, Blake. Do you think cryptocurrency will ever take over the world exchange of money? Right now, the U.S. dollar is used on the oil bourses and the oil exchanges. The U.S. dollar is used in many places. In other places, the euro is used. Do you think crypto will ever take the place of all of it?
Absolutely. Right now, most businesses won't accept Bitcoin. I imagine 10 years, most won't accept U.S. dollar.
All right. Now, that's Blake Harris. By the way, MileHighEstatePlanning.com is now BlakeHarrisLaw.com. They have a crypto department for helping with crypto. I want to go to John, who said he found something in his attic. Okay, John, what were you doing in the attic to begin with, sir?
Just cleaning up the attic on some Sunday morning.
And where was this?
There.
Where was this item you found?
Well, it's like, I guess you call it topper. It used to be like a one-story Rambler. They added the roof maybe about 50, 60 years ago, and get up the ladder, and then I was rummaging around trying to clean up the stuff I had up there, and I found that handle, and brought it down, looked at it, and it was, it's an axe handle, about 36 inches long, with the place where the head is, it was cut off, and under the sun, it looked at it, there was this pinkish red stain near it, and
so what is, it's a weapon?
Yeah, it's no longer an axe. It's a pretty long, axe handle. A yard long is pretty good. And it was up there hidden, and I looked at it, and it's just got a stain, and it looks like it's been cleaned up.
Not like a blood stain.
Yeah.
Like maybe an axe murderer lived there?
Well, I don't think he used the axe part, the axe head. It looked like it was used as a bludgeon. And
you're not kidding. Wow. You can have that tested.
Yeah. Well, here's the question, Tom, is I was going to run over to the police station, which is a block away. As I was getting in my car, the garage door jammed, so I spent the rest of the day fixing it. I talked to my fiance, who's a CHP officer. She's retired.
You should call One Clear Choice Garage Doors, by the way. They would have been there in minutes. But anyway, so what happened? You had to fix your garage, so you didn't get to the police. You talked to your girlfriend. What happened?
And she said send pictures. And pictures I sent her, the ones I sent her, and that red stain doesn't show up well on my camera, but I brought it to work because I wanted everyone else to think that I'm not cracking up. There was there's this feeling like maybe it's an innocent side of it, and I do want to look at it as an innocent thing, but why was something like this hidden in a part of an attic where it was not meant to be? And I don't want to go to the cops.
I see it. I see it now, the pics. I see the pics. I don't know. I can see where it's clearly a sledgehammer or an axe handle, clearly. Right. It wouldn't be like a rake or anything. You can see the way it's shaped. It's shaped for swinging. I can see the stain.
Someone probably beat a snake with it or a gopher.
Could be something like that, too.
Raccoon.
I don't know. It could be sinister, but I'm going to tell you something. If you truly found this hidden, that does seem sinister to me. And it does look sinister. But I often wonder why criminals, why do they keep anything like that? Why don't they try to destroy it if it is a criminal thing? Hold on.
It's an axe handle. You throw it in the fire.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Something like that. Hold on.
Tell your smart device to play 630 KHOW on iHeartRadio. Then you can hear news and talk.
Piss off just for a second.
Getting 630 KHOW from iHeartRadio.
Denver's talk station. Available on over 2,000 devices. Now, Impact Traffic.
This report is sponsored by Lifetime Windows and Siding.
From the Betfred Sports Traffic Center, getting word of a crash on southbound I-25 at I-70. Watch for some backups there and slow traffic back to about 56th Ave. Sluggish through downtown as well. And now, if you are in the south part of the metro, northbound I-25 is slow between 225 and Yale.
So human blood, they can do a DNA test and see if it's registered.
Or if it's blood.
Yeah.
99 degrees today, would set a new record. Warm overnight, a low of 65. For tomorrow, a high of 89 with a 20% chance of an isolated thunderstorm. Currently, it's 93. With your impact, traffic and weather,
It had to be a left-handed instrument because that's why it's sinister. Right? You know that? I said it had to be left-handed because that's where the generation of sinister came from. Did you know that?
Enjoy more Colorado views and get 25%
Okay, I'm coming up.
Call 1-800-GET-WINDOWS.
All right, so what I love is when people come to the service of others while they're doing business. We have companies that do that. Silverleaf Mortgage does reverse loans. But to help you get your house ready for a reverse loan, to get the most money, to get it, to get the appraisal higher, they will help you fix it up with a nonprofit foundation, depending on your need. Low interest loans, no interest loans, or grants. SilverleafMortgage.com, 720-REVERSE, 720-REVERSE. Then the other company that does service, Harris Law Firm. Now we're talking about HarrisFamilyLaw.com. Free seminars on the web or webinars Wednesday nights. They also archive them so you can get plenty of free legal information about divorce, about family law at HarrisFamilyLaw.com. They also can do your divorce, of course, and any family law issue. And they also have unbundled services which can help you. You can do part of it to save money. So that is Harris Family Law, 303-515-5000.
All right, sick and tired of that air conditioner that's not working that well? I want you to check out this special. These guys have been on our referral list for over 10 years. Right now, you get a new air conditioner, you get a new furnace, you get a whole home humidifier. On top of that, you get 5 years no interest. Oh my goodness, just that stuff alone is incredible. But starting at $8,500 for all that, 888heating.com. Those are the guys. You can find them on our referral list. They're background check. They're excellent people. 888heating.com, and their phone number is 888-HEATING.
Without missing, it's always a little embarrassing when you miss.
Right.
To have a seat right here. Headphones show.
Hey, what's up, man?
Surprise! It's good to see you guys.
Just a reminder, Jordan, right here, on when you're talking, off when you're not. Here's your volume for your headphones.
Thank you.
Wave me down if you need anything.
Awesome. I appreciate that.
Ken, have you met Jordan before? Yeah, Jordan, Ken?
Yeah, we met pre-COVID.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. It's good to see you again.
You too.
You guys like being back in the war room?
Absolutely. You didn't like Tom's house, huh? No, I mean, here you got everybody around. Yeah, but we don't get hamburgers here. That's a good point. I thought he promised hamburgers once a week.
Doc, I didn't think you were eating during the day, bro.
I'm not.
Oh,
okay. For you guys. Back then we were. Back then, yeah, that was pre-COVID.
They were really good hamburgers from
Thinking of selling your home and you want to save thousands of dollars in commissions? You have to hear about this.
Can I kindly pay you for a hamburger Wednesday?
Come on, God damn you.
Keller Williams DTC just launched.
You know, I served like hamburgers made in a croissant.
Really? Well, that's fucking very French of you.
Hamburger in a croissant? Yeah.
I'm going to start calling them Nancy.
Quit calling me Nancy.
God.
No, because I don't like bread that much. Right. And a croissant.
Ugh, just sounds disgusting.
Doesn't have much bread. No, but a croissant is long and a hamburger is round. It still fits in there. It might hang over the edge a bit, so what?
call games there to learn.
Why don't you
You're a fruit cup.
Why don't you
I
get
just
on?
like croissants.
Why don't you get
I
on
just like
toast?
croissants. I like to say salsa.
Or visit Gatesville, Gaye, has the buyers.com.
Liberty Mutual Insurance Company presents.
Check it out.
Yeah, I'm not sure what to say there, buddy.
How about, do you ever try it on challah bread? Club bread.
You know, Jordan,
to use it best.
can we go off audio, please?
Only pay for what you need.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
At CDW, we get that as an IT professional, your hands are full. Our experts can give you the help you need by custom configuring Apple products like the iPad and Mac, so they're ready to go right out of the box. Your employees get highly secure devices that feel familiar and operate intuitively, and you'll benefit from easy ongoing management that frees up your hands for other projects. IT orchestration by CDW. People who get it. Find out more at cdw.com/Apple at Work.
Facing a job loss? Considering a pension buyout, a severance package, or what to do with your 401k? Hi, I'm Linda Gardner, host of Your Money, Your Retirement, and I can help. 720-488-8604. That's 720-488-8604.
630 KHOW, an iHeart radio station.
Hi, Tom Martino here, 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. All right. So Blake Harris, I just want to remind you, he can handle crypto with your estate plan, and it's he left, so I want to give out his information, harrisfamilylaw.com. I'm sorry, that's Blake Harris. I got two Harris attorneys, oh my God. I just did the commercial for Harris Family Law. This is BlakeHarrisLaw.com, BlakeHarrisLaw.com, and I think MileHighEstatePlanning.com still works. I mean, that's what his firm was, and it still does work. So MileHighEstatePlanning.com or BlakeHarrisLaw.com. And here's the deal about Blake. He'll take care of all of that stuff for you. 833-ASK-BLAKE. He'll answer any question. Crypto is very important to understand, and a lot of people don't. I looked at this white paper, and I swear to you, it's a great summary of crypto that I think I can pass on to you. And I'm going to do that after the break and the next hour. John, though, found what looks like an axe handle or a sledgehammer handle in his attic, hidden. Was it literally hidden? Was it stashed under something?
Yeah, it was under a blanket or two. It was near the corner. I don't know what the corner is of the roof, the far corner.
And you just got a feeling, didn't you? Because if I found something wrapped up in blankets that hidden in the attic, and it looked like it was bloodstained, I'll tell you, I don't know why anyone would keep it unless here's what I'm thinking. Maybe this was an axe or something used, a hammer, used in a crime, and someone else kept it, not the criminal. Someone else kept it. Maybe the hammer, maybe the axe part was destroyed or taken. Maybe the handle was supposed to be destroyed and they intercepted it somehow and hid it. I mean, there's all kinds of stories as to what it could be. I would, honest to God, get it checked. I would get the blood checked. I would take it to police. But, you know, as with anything, you immediately fall within the suspect list. You know that. If ever there is anything. Now, obviously, if it was from years and years and years ago and the DNA tests show it, nothing's going to come of it. How long have you owned the home?
My third year right now.
Okay. And do you know, did someone live there a long time on their own before this?
A couple, yeah. He used to be a veteran from the Second World War. I know he was in the Marine Corps. Okay,
hold on, because I want to explore that. Karen needs a job. I didn't forget about you, Karen. I promise. You're going to be first up, okay? Then we're going back to the sinister font.
I hear it. My tongue is not working.
Ron Burgundy Podcast. To take on the most pressing and exciting topics of our day. Get the truth about the stories that affect your life, as only Ron Burgundy can deliver it.
I've heard it said, perhaps by me, that you can earn a degree listening to my podcast. That's what I heard from my source. My source, that is, perchance,
myself.
Listen to the Ron Burgundy Podcast on the iHeartRadio app or wherever you get your podcasts.
Don't get caught with post-pandemic prices. Supply chains were interrupted with past shutdowns. So I'm happy to tell you, Fix It 24/7 has their best prices of the year on AC. I'm consumer advocate Tom Martino. If you have an old system, now's the time to act. Don't get caught waiting during high demand. Right now, brand new systems start at just $77 a month. FixMyHome.com. That's FixMyHome.com.
Fix it 24/7. We'll be there on the double.
Portions of the following program were pre-recorded.
KRFX HD2 Denver.
KHOW Denver, an iHeart radio station. Available everywhere on our free iHeart Radio app. #1 for music, radio, and podcasts. All in one.
ABC News, I'm Will Carr. Supreme Court justices preserved the Affordable Care Act in a 7-2 decision today. Justices writing the cases in Republican-led states did not prove they were injured by the health care law. ABC's Terry Moran has more on the split decision.
Political activists who are trying to use the court from the left and right to stir up the culture wars, to win total victory over the other side on these hot-button issues by getting a decree from the Supreme Court. And I think what you're seeing is liberals and conservatives, right, on the Supreme Court saying, you know, this should not be our role. Let's find a way to resolve this judicially.
At today's COVID response team briefing, Dr. Anthony Fauci announced a new program aimed at funding antivirals to add another tool in the battle against the pandemic. JetBlue says a passenger on board a flight yesterday from New York to San Diego became erratic and aggressive towards other passengers and crew members. That passenger was met by law enforcement when the plane landed. This is ABC News. Texas tightening the rules on police body cameras, a new state law arising out of an officer-involved shooting in 2018.
Then Officer Amber Geiger said she had mistakenly walked into the wrong apartment when she shot her neighbor Botham Jean to death. Later, as she sat in the back of a squad car, the president of the Dallas Police Association ordered another officer to shut off the in-car camera. Now a law that requires officers involved in criminal investigations to keep their body cams turned on has been signed. The new statute bears Botham Jean's name. Jim Ryan, ABC News, Dallas.
The World Health Organization is getting slammed for warning women of childbearing age to avoid alcohol, seemingly regardless of whether they plan to start families. Critics calling the draft plan sexist, paternalistic, and scaremongering. Brief internet outages hitting dozens of banks, airlines, and other companies today. Monitoring sites showing service interruptions around the world. It's not believed to be related to hacking. Will Carr, ABC News.
Okay, 3 dozen by tomorrow morning. Yeah, the roses and
Faraz's flower shop is blooming. To keep up with high demand, he must strengthen his business's roots.
Just 1 second. Faraz's flowers. Hold, please. Hi, how are you doing? Welcome to Faraz's.
Indeed can help him hire the people he needs.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. When you sponsor a job, you immediately get your short list of quality candidates whose resumes on Indeed match your job criteria. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
I absolutely love my dog, but the constant shedding, not so much. But then I got a Swiffer Sweeper Pet Kit, and it is amazing. These super thick cloths pick up a crazy amount of hair. Just look at all that. And that was from just one swipe. And the best part? Sweeper's so much easier to maneuver than a broom or a vacuum, easily getting around chairs and under the couch. You're right. Now I can focus on you, not your shedding. Swiffer Sweeper Pet Kit, because shed happens.
KHOW News Time, 12:03.
Police in Ukraine seize luxury cars, computers, and $185,000 in cash from a ransomware gang that had targets in Colorado.
Ukrainian cyber police released a video of the bust.
Працює національна поліція, виходимо.
The hackers belonged to a group called C10P that targeted American universities, including the University of Colorado. They reportedly demanded money to restore university systems or to prevent release of stolen material. Earlier this year, hackers gained access to 300,000 personal records at CU through a third-party vendor. The university refused to pay ransom.
Reporter Jerry Bell. Colorado Parks and Wildlife is again warning about the dangers of leaving food in a vehicle. The latest comes after a bear opened an unlocked unlocked car in Douglas County on Tuesday and got stuck inside. Bear apparently was after a case of beer in the backseat and pretty much destroyed the inside of the car. Sports, Colorado Rockies play the Milwaukee Brewers tonight at Coors Field. That's the latest. I'm Pat Woodard.
Now, Impact Traffic.
This report is sponsored by SmartMouth, the only 24-hour mouthwash with twice daily use. From the Betfred Sports Traffic Center, seeing delay coming off of I-70 onto westbound I-270. There is a crash at Vasquez, so just watch for that. Also, some stop-and-go traffic, a vehicle on the shoulder northbound I-25 at Yale, causing curiosity slow down now. We're looking at some slow traffic all the way back to Arapahoe Road. Denver weather, an expected high of 99 degrees today, which would set a new record. Warm overnight, a low of 65. And then for Friday, expect a high of 89, a 20% chance of an isolated thunderstorm moving through. Currently, it's 93. With your Impact Traffic and Weather, I'm Chris McLaughlin, 630 KHOW.
There's nothing that'll scare your hot date away faster than bad breath. Luckily, SmartMouth mouthwash has got your back for 24 full hours with 2 rinses a day. Find SmartMouth in the mouthwash aisle at Walmart or visit smartmouth.com to find a retailer near you.
MyOhioStatePlanning.com. You will love this attorney. He's so straightforward, Blake Harris. You know, he always has free consultations. Always.
And I got to both. I don't like talking about both. I can, but I don't
do
like
the pension.
Do the pension. Mark, just open up and start talking. I got to pee really bad.
Yeah, the pension's fine.
I'm going to pull up a listing for you. I don't know why it's coming up the way it is. I know you're going to start the show.
Yeah, do it on that one. Maybe what by chance the other password to the Wi-Fi. I know we went through this last time. It was fake. Okay.
We used to have it right.
I looked over here like, oh, it's not there.
What are you looking for?
Wi-Fi
They don't come up. When they come up under HVAC, their phone number's not to the right like everyone else's. It's blank. L&L.
How'd you find that?
Ross gives out special. The lady wanted it. I find out from Shannon it's L&L, so I looked for their phone number on the referral list, and it was okay. I'm sure it's just like it hasn't changed.
Stand by me.
So you kind of remind me of this guy on Stand By Me.
When I'm not there. Let me see, who do I remind you of?
This guy with the glasses.
No. No, fuck no, dude.
I'm this guy.
You're not that guy. I'm the fucking cool guy. You're the fat kid. You're the fat kid. That is Doc.
Oh, Doc, that's Tom.
You're the fat kid.
I think Mark is a perfect Eddie Haskins. Eddie Haskell. Eddie Haskell. Yes, Mrs. Cleaver.
Yeah. Trust me, that was not my MO by any means.
I would like to born.
There wasn't many parents that liked me.
Well, they didn't like them.
Oh, man, I got to get used to that new one. Hey,
I want real feedback on that. Tommy Boy will be back in a second, but what do you think? I want actual feedback on that new song, that new intro. We need to hear it if we're going to make this switch. 303 Martino. Use that number. By the way, use that number on and off the air. Suzanne, where did we leave off? For the life of me, I don't remember.
I'm not sure if he's going to go back to John with the sinister thing.
Yeah, the whole sinister axe handle with blood on it.
What do we do with it? What do we do with it, guys? That's what I'm asking. What do we do with it?
Well, he just wanted advice.
He needs to go to the police. He needs to get it checked, but yeah.
He needed advice, Tom, on how to handle it.
He wants advice. Well, you know, I think you go to the police. I mean, what else?
I don't know.
You wouldn't even, you know, it's not a crime. We don't know that he even has to go to the police. He wouldn't be wrong not going to the police. He could forget about the whole thing. Anybody, you know, what would you do, Doc, if you found it? What would you do exactly?
I'd ignore it. It's 60 years old. You don't even know if it's blood.
Okay, so the people that lived there before, I just want to ask this. The people who lived there before,
right.
How long did they live there?
Since 54. She passed away in like 17 or 18.
The wife went missing.
Did she? Listen, here's the thing. If they lived there that whole time, then it's theirs. Are they both dead now?
Both dead.
Are they both dead?
Yes.
End of story.
End of story.
Solve a crime.
Did they have a son? Excuse me. I burped right in the mic.
Lord.
Did they? No, that's the craziest thing. I would hit delay, but I don't care at this point.
There's not a burp button.
That was a burp talk. No, John, did they have any children?
Yes, they had probably 3 or 4 children.
Okay. I don't know, man. It's you can do anything you want and nothing would be wrong. How about that?
There is that morbid curiosity of, like, what is this thing? Did it really stand for something? And there's the idea I just want to burn the thing and leave it. And I don't really feel good about destroying what I consider evidence.
Police probably wouldn't do anything. If I were you, I would personally get it checked. If there was human blood, I would then go to the police.
Can you get luminol? Can you buy that stuff?
Yeah, you can buy it.
I don't know if it works on 60-year-old blood.
I don't know if it does or not. But you might, if you get it, though, check elsewhere in the house.
Hey, Tom.
No, I mean, sometimes that happens. Look, whatever you do, John, let us know. Karen needs a job.
I got to go, so let me get that follow-up.
Okay. Karen, hold on. Karen, I've been putting Karen on hold a lot. When do you have to go? I mean...
in about 3 minutes.
Go ahead.
Real
Karen,
quick.
Just real quick, please.
Real quick, we had a problem with complete renovation.
Oh, no, we're not doing that in 1 minute. We need more time. Nope, because you did a great job on that. But I'm not going to do it in 3 minutes.
First thing tomorrow morning.
Okay, but I'm gonna have to tell some of that. But John, thank you for reminding me. That is a major follow-up. And also crypto I'm going to talk about. So Karen, by the way, those listening will know what we're talking about. This Marty Toma we went crazy with. Wait till you hear what happened. Just wait. Karen, let's help you if we can. What's going on? Explain your situation. Who are you and what do you need?
Well, I'm looking for a job. I've been looking on Indeed. I've went on interviews with a certain company, and
okay.
I'm just having the hardest time.
I'm asking this as a question between you and me, not as an employer or not as an applicant, or an application taker. How old are you?
I am 57.
Okay. I'm asking that between you and me, just because I want to know what kind of stuff I would point you to. And yes, age does matter as far as that go. I want to know, what are you looking for?
I'm looking for an administrative assistant, like an office receptionist assistant.
A lot of those jobs are going away because everybody's doing stuff direct digitally. However,
there's a lot online that I've been applying for, and I'm trying to get ones that I feel like I'm qualified for. And I mean, since they're online, I don't know if I'm getting ignored or...
No, Karen?
I don't know.
If you are, let's put it this way. I have experience with putting ads out for people. I, for example, have been looking for certain positions. And I will tell you that if you are a good applicant, people are dying for good people. So if you're not getting a call, then you are doing something.
I am.
Karen.
That's what I mean, I'm not just patting myself on the back.
Here's what I'm saying to you. Let me finish. If you are not getting any callbacks, you are doing something drastically wrong. Because right now, people need you, okay? So there's a disconnect here, Karen. So I want to look at what you're posting, and I will identify in 30 seconds what you're doing wrong.
Okay.
So you have to direct us to your ads. I'm serious. Karen, if you want to do work like that, a lot of those jobs are going away because offices are closing. However, there are positions. Many of them are virtual positions. Are you willing to do that? Are you tech-minded?
I can do, yes. But I'd like to be out of my house. I've been...
Okay.
I want to be... I want to go do a job that's out of my house.
And Karen,
I can't.
When was the last time you were employed?
About 5 years ago.
And what did you do?
I actually was doing demos.
For what?
For a big company. For natural products, and then I'm also a licensed cosmetologist, so I was doing spa demos, like spa nights and doing spa.
And you don't want to do anything in cosmetology?
No.
Okay.
Especially what happened with COVID. I don't want to even deal with that right now because I would have lost all my business.
Yeah. Uh-huh. Do you have anything specifically in mind?
The administrative assistant, as office assistant, because I want like a kind of an 8 to 4, 9 to 5 job. I don't want to work weekends. My husband's off on weekends, so I want to go and make it, make a difference with the company. I want to work hard.
Okay.
And learn quickly. So,
you want normal, predictable hours. Okay, hold on. I got some ideas. Just wait.
I thought it was 15. And green jeans, he'll substitute. And banker, we're going to do with Jordan, so wait on that, okay? I'll substitute, and then we'll come back to him and do it. Yeah, we don't have to burn that.
What's that, dude?
No, with him.
He doesn't care.
No, because I'm going to come back and talk to him. Give out the same information. All right. Ideal home loans. Just remember that. It's for your ideal home loan. Why do I say that? It's simple. They have things that customize your loan that others do not offer. You can pick whatever term you want. 15 or 30, of course, but you can get less or more. Not more than, but you can get up to 30. Any term you want. 23 years, 17 years, whatever, okay? IdealHomeLoans.com. They also have the interest rate guarantee. If rates go down over the next 2 years by just 0.75%, they refinance you free of charge. IdealHomeLoans.com. They also have the pre-approval, which is exactly like a cash deal. You're approved, not qualified I'm talking about, approved for a certain amount of money. And all you have to do is find the house that appraises, and you have the money like a cash deal. IdealHomeLoans.com. They also have credit optimization. That means you can do something, you can be approved, but they can do stuff to your credit to get you even better pricing. It's legal and it's quick. All right, something else that I want to talk about. We were talking about all of the ransomware out there charging thousands and thousands and millions with that pipeline. As ransom. You can be safe from all ransomware, from all malicious software, from all viruses for a couple bucks a month. For each device, so a few bucks on your phone, a few bucks on your laptop, whatever you have to protect. Download this app. It runs in the background, and you get free 44 days free for just using Tom in the promo code. Go download it. SaferNet.com.
All right, if you listen to the show, there's two things I always demand in a company. One, I got to have that great service. I want them to be on time, and I want them to do exactly what they're supposed to do. But the other thing I think is equally important, price, price, price. And one of the services out there, plumbing and most home services, you can find a big fluctuation in pricing, even with great companies, but the guys at Master Router have the best pricing out there. It's simple as that. In fact, they're so positive, you're going to love them. They will send a plumber to your house to give you a free estimate, no hidden cost, no trip charge, 100% free estimate, and if you ever need a sewer line replacement, these guys can save you up to 50% from the competition. Simple as that. Write this number down, put it in your phone, 720-434-3406, 720-434-3406, or check them out at referralist.com.
I'll bet you they're busier than a one-legged man in Aspen.
Who's that?
HVAC, AC.
Just all of them. 100-degree days.
Absolutely.
That's when the complaints start coming in. They were supposed to do my free furnace check.
Yeah, I moved a mattress down the basement. Sleep last night.
Was it that hot? What's the matter with your AC?
I could turn it on.
Oh my! Did you hear what he said? What? Oh my God! Are you cheap?
I guess I can.
He literally drug a mattress down to his basement to sleep last night.
It's better for the dog.
Instead of turning on the AC.
You don't use air conditioning?
Huh? I've used it a couple times.
Oh my!
You use it 100 degrees. When do you?
No shit. Well, when it hits 108,
was it cool enough?
What, in my house?
In the basement?
Oh, jeez.
Why didn't you just put the whole house fan on?
I do, but it doesn't. See, when a whole house fan pulls it pulls it around, whatever. And my bedroom is upstairs. It doesn't pull it in there. It all goes right to the whole house fan.
Oh, I got you.
So
you drag your mattress down there?
No. I have an extra. I got 2 free spare bedrooms, so I just took a mattress from the spare bedroom and put it down there.
Hey,
the dogs is better for the dogs.
Should we go up?
Yeah.
States Olympic and Paralympic Museum, a state-of-the-art interactive adventure dedicated to Olympic glory past, present, and future. Feel the splendor of the opening ceremonies in a breathtaking 360-degree multimedia experience. Test your skills against Olympians and Paralympians of the past with interactive sports simulations. Marvel at decades of Olympic medals, torches, and memorabilia. But best of all, feel inspired by the majesty of the proud Olympic tradition. Because this isn't just a museum. This is the home of greatness. The United States Olympic and Paralympic Museum. Now open in downtown Colorado Springs. Buy tickets, book an event, or get more information at usopm.org.
Let radio advertising keep your business top of mind with customers all summer long. Visit iHeartAdBuilder.com to get your business on the radio quickly and easily. You can even make your own radio ad. Just answer a few questions and we'll do the rest. Sign up today at iHeartAdBuilder.com.
This is Chris Collinsworth. Here's what's trending on the iHeart Sports Network, presented by DraftKings Sportsbook.
After a slight delay due to fog, the 121st U.S. Open Golf Championship at Torrey Pines has begun. Defending champion.
Back up.
578 billion.
What's
this about, guys?
What is it? God, my eyes are getting worse.
No, he's looking over there. No, they're still trying. It's still the same bill. They can't get it through because there's too much.
Well, this is government hacks.
Yeah, that's crazy. They don't even have. I was trying to tell you this before. The House is so close with 50-50. It only takes one Democrat to blow it all up. And Manchin, is that his name?
He's senator.
A lot of this shit he won't do. He just won't go.
Right. So he's senator. West Virginia senator.
Who's the guy in the House that's blocking him all the time?
They need. Well,
did they use the new open or not?
Yeah, coming back they did. I tried to ask people their thoughts on it.
Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter.
3-713-TALK. All right. Now, let's get right to it and try to help Karen get a job. But I need to see what she's advertising first. Suze, did she get it to us?
Oh, I didn't realize I was looking for an advertisement. Line 3 has a suggestion for her, a great one.
Jeremiah, what's your suggestion for Karen?
Suggestion for Karen would be to look at your local school districts right now. They're all hiring. Most of them have dozens, if not 100 admin assistant positions to fill throughout their district.
Wow.
And it's
wow. Admin positions are great. Thank you. Now, hold on. Jeremiah, I see something else written in the notes. Did you have something else to talk about?
Yes, sir. I had used a product. It's the spray can wrinkle static cleaning eliminator product. And it had I had a scratch from a previous thing on my leg. It was basically fully healed, but it caused it to foam up and
wait a minute.
Burn my
leg. Is a spray. Did you say a spray tan?
Yeah, it's a spray can. It's like Static Guard. So if you get your clothes, you're going to work in the morning.
I'm sorry. You said, hold on. You said a spray can. Okay, I thought you were saying tan as in sun tan. Okay, so a spray can for your clothing. It's a static thing. I get it. And that static thing rubbed off on your leg and caused problems.
Yeah, so you spray your clothes while you're wearing them.
I got
it. Kind of an on-the-go product.
I think they tell you not to
burn my leg.
I thought they told you not to spray while you're wearing, but maybe I'm wrong. I have it too, and the one I have, you don't. Well, I don't know. It shouldn't do that, but I think you might have improperly used it. I'm not sure, but how bad was the leg burn? How bad?
Well, it's fully scarred now. It's healed.
Wait a minute. You actually have
nurses.
You actually have burn scars? You had to go to the emergency room?
No, I have relatives that are ER doctors and wound nurses, so I sought help from them. They gave me special bandages and treatments, and I treated at home.
Okay. And right now, do they say you will be scarred?
Well, yeah, I mean, I have a permanent scar on my leg, yes.
Can you send some pics of it?
So, sure, absolutely. And
I'd like to know. I'd like to know what's going on.
Document the wound for them. Yeah. So that before they could suggest a treatment, they said take pictures and send it. So I've got pictures of the whole process, and I'm actually reading the can right now.
Yeah.
And it says there's instructions for spraying it while you're wearing the garment.
And what are those instructions?
It says hold the can 6 to 10 inches from the item and spray lightly. While wearing clothing, spray outside of garment first. When using between layered garments, pull garments apart prior to spraying.
Did you spray only the outside of the garment?
Yes, sir. Yeah, I was spraying the pants on my way out the door. I keep the can by the door.
And you were spraying it? You have that much of a problem with static electricity?
That's Colorado. It's super dry.
I know, but I don't have that much problem with the actual static. But I use it... what I use is not that. I thought it was. When I looked at my shopping list, it's actually, it's like a Febreze. It's just to keep clothes fresher. Sure. Okay, so hold on then.
Because I have dogs, right? So I get dog hair on my slacks before I leave, so that kind of helps with it as well.
I'm reading, static electricity. Okay, hold on. I don't know what to do. I don't know if this is a personal injury. I don't think it is. I don't know. You don't really have any, unless it's a really bad scar, but you have no medical records or anything. You didn't go to the doctor, even though you say you have relatives. There's no one to really document it.
You should put a bomb on it.
Right. I've got those text messages, etc. But that's it.
Yeah, but that's really weird. Okay. Sure. I'm going to, by the way, I'm going to take this and the first thing I want to do is I want you to send a pic of your leg. Then I want you to send a picture of the product. Let's start there. That's what we'll do. Okay, we'll start there. Has anyone ever had that happen with a garment spray for static electricity where you were burned by it? He said he's going to be scarred. Karen needs a job, and what we're going to do, I was going to analyze her ad, and I still need to do that because I want to help her.
Tom, we have to have a login to Indeed. That's where she's posted. I can't just look up people on Indeed.com.
She can copy and paste us her ad. I mean, Karen, I need to see what you're advertising because if you're not getting calls, there's a problem. Everyone is hiring. You even heard him on the school districts. Hundreds of positions for administrative assistants.
Okay.
Now,
who would I send it to?
Okay.
What do I send
She's going to give that to you. But first, I want to put it out on this show in case someone listening wants to hire you. So let's talk about you right now. Sell yourself. What do you... Okay. Do you know, first of all, Microsoft Office, Word, Excel, PowerPoint, all of those? Do you know those?
I am not an expert on them, but I know.
Karen, we're not talking about an expert, but do you know Microsoft Word?
Yes, I do.
And
yes, I do.
And you know your way around an Excel spreadsheet?
Yes, and I know my way around a computer.
Okay. And Karen, as far as your typing, what do you type?
I don't know words per minute, but I can type pretty quickly.
Okay, good. So you type. And
yes.
As far as any training, formal training, beyond high school?
I'm licensed cosmetologist.
Okay.
I did that in high school.
But you don't want to do any of that. So, again...
But I do have managerial experience. I have...
What did you manage?
Service. I was an assistant manager of, it's called Trade Secrets now. I worked there for 8 years.
Good, okay. Now, what about other skills? Anything I haven't touched on?
I mean, I've done just about everything. I worked for the post office. I worked...
You're a quick learner is what you're saying. You can learn and adapt.
Yeah.
Okay, so a lot of these home services companies, like Plumline, Fix It 24/7, Applewood, who knows, 888 Heating, possibly. All of these companies have, and I'm not saying they have openings out, but they all have phone people. They have people who follow up on appointments. They have people who set appointments. They have people who answer calls. They have customer service people. Every single one of them, whether it be plumbing, heating, cooling, electric, or drains, they all have phone people. Many of them have sales phone people. Whatever it is, these positions they need, okay? They need them. In many cases, they might need just what you can do, or they can train you. Those, they offer benefits and all of that. So you should start there as well. But what we're going to do is take a look at your existing ads, and we're going to see why you're not getting phone calls. If you could copy and paste whatever you have, and I'm sure you kept copies of what you're advertising, I'm going to take a look at it and get right back to you. Also, if anyone is interested in what they've heard so far with Karen, contact us, okay? And you can just contact us live at troubleshooter.com. That's an email address. And we'll get it to her if you're interested in hiring her. She sounds like she's adaptable. We were going to have a job fair this week, but things got in the way. We are going to have a job fair, though, where we're going to invite employers to call in with jobs that they want filled. So let's try to slate that, Suzanne, for next week for sure. We just didn't get the word out to enough employers. So please, if you have jobs available next week, what day should we make it, Suze? Let's just pick a day for next week. Any day is fine. It doesn't matter if we have a guest. We can do it.
I'm out of town next week, maybe Thursday or Friday.
You're out of town?
Just the first few days.
Okay. We can do it Thursday or Friday. Let's do it Thursday.
All right.
Mark it down. Jordan is with us with Become the Banker and also the Lifetime Pension. And Jordan, what's the word right now? What word? You're having webinars like crazy. Are you having any in-person seminars?
We haven't gone back to in-person yet, but we actually took a step further, and we've created a landing page now with the actual seminar taped, so anybody can watch at their own time.
So right now, anytime you want to go to it, you can go to the website and see the seminar.
You got it. That's mymoneymyway.com. You
That's
go there,
great.
They can watch it any time, as many times as they want, and if they love what they hear, they can just sign up right there for a one-on-one consultation.
The reason they call it mymoneymyway.com is because they have different products. They have first the Become the Banker, which is overfunding life insurance in a tax-free growth account, and they teach you how to get it out tax-free through your life for purchases like cars, college, vacations, and then paying yourself back to grow it even more, and then using it ultimately in retirement, never paying tax on the growth. The other one is a pension for life where you buy income. You put money away, and you let the insurance companies, are they insurance companies?
They are, yes.
They're mutual companies. They invest your money. This is not, do you have a life policy with that annuity?
You have a death benefit. It's not going to be multiplied, but it's make sure that there's no money left on the table when you pass away.
And it does make sure that every penny you put in is paid out to your beneficiaries, but while you're alive, it provides income. So for information on both of those, mymoneymyway.com. So if you have any questions on that, give us a call. Plus, Pam has a problem with a home insurance claim, and then we have someone, Sandra, who wants to talk about that burn, that static guard burn. All of that coming up.
It's not really Sandra, it's Jackie Childs. It's hideous. Look away.
I'm hideous. Oh, I remember that. Is that George?
Kramer.
Oh, yes.
Jerry said it looks like your face looks like an old catcher's mitt.
Do you love the quotes you got from that show or what?
Yes, I do. It's life, really. Like right here. A burn on that stuff.
A bomb. Put a bomb on it. Who told you should bomb?
George,
a bomb
medium?
Okay.
What colors, John?
We got really any color.
I'll wear it on my feet.
Yeah, blue, red, white, any color you want. Grays.
Oh,
golds,
cool. Yeah, black?
Black. Oh, yeah, black. Yeah.
I want a black.
Perfect. Like right now.
Black medium.
Right? Okay. Easy enough.
Awesome. Blend it together in this chocolatey, minty masterpiece. Grab it today. Only at your DQ. Happy tastes good.
If you're in trouble, if you're accused of a crime, or if you have a major traffic incident, the last thing you want to do is shop for an attorney when you're under pressure. That's why I've done the shopping for you on referralist.com. Joe Lazzara, criminal defense, traffic defense, DUI defense. Sometimes the defense is just getting you through the system with minimum damage. Sometimes you're falsely accused. Whatever the case, Joe Lazzara can help. Flat rate pricing, 303-429-6200, 303-429-6200. I'm a patient of Colorado Pain Care, so I can talk about it all I want. They can't unless I give them permission, and I told them, you have anybody contact me about your care, I'm happy to refer you. They've given me immediate help, and now I'm on my way to a permanent solution. Yes, I got immediate help, and now I'm working with physical therapists to keep that solution permanent, and I'm working in other ways with them. ColoradoPainCare.com. If you're in pain, get your life back. You don't have to live with it. Truly, you don't have to live with it. 303-GOT-PAIN, an easy number to remember. 303-GOT-PAIN.
All right, check it out, 888 Heating. They've got a great special right now. By the way, before I tell you about the special, check this out. What a lot of people don't know is if you call them, because let's say your air conditioner isn't blowing as cold as you think it should be, or it's making a little noise, these guys will actually give you a straight-up, honest, great price on fixing it. They're not always going to twist your arm and tell you, oh, that's 10 years old, you need a new one. They're really good people. They're honest. Here's the deal, though. If you do need a new air conditioner, you're not going to get a better deal than this. Not only do you get a new air conditioner, you get a new furnace, a whole home humidifier they're throwing in, and you get 5 years to pay for it with no interest, starting at $8,500. Of course, it depends on the size of your house. You need to check these guys out for any home services. Ready for the number? 888 Heating. It's that easy. Or you can check them out at referralist.com, or their own website is 888heating.com.
So you're laughing at this man is a goblin?
Oh, my God. That's it. Jackie replies, rugged, the man's a goblin. He's been exposed to smoke for 4 days. By the time we get to court, by the time we'll get to court. Wait, I don't see where it goes. Wait. By the time we'll get to court, he'll be nothing more than a shrunken head.
That's right.
Rugged, the man's a goblin. He's been smoking for 4 days. By the time we get to court, he'll be nothing but a shrunken head. That's so a fucking great writing.
He probably was. He was better than Newman, actually, as far as the...
Dude, so he was in, listen to this, so season, this is a pretty cool site right here. Season 7, he was in the Maestro, the Caddy, the Friars Club. Season 8, he was in the Abstinence and the Comeback. Season 9, he was in the finale. He was actually in quite a bit.
Yeah.
And many tomorrows to come. They'll only save you at least.
Yeah, his last quote. Here's what's his last quote in the whole shows, all the shows.
They're real and they're spectacular.
By the way, they're real and
they're spectacular. Maestro. Bomb.
Oh, who's a Maestro?
And then he goes, I'll take it. You'll take what? Free coffee for life. I've never experienced anything like this in 20 years.
It says, tobacco company, I've been trying to get some of their money for years.
You put the bomb on? Who told you to put the bomb on? I didn't tell you. I didn't say to put the bomb on. Why'd you put the bomb on?
I know it.
If you're going to put a bomb on, let the doctor put the bomb on. And then Kramer tells him it's from the Maestro. The Maestro? Who's the Maestro? The best, though, is the smoking one, man. That's a great quote. He's a goblin. By the time we get to court, he'll be nothing but a stroking head.
Hey, Tom, you once talked about
You know, they painted his teeth, so his teeth were all, remember that stuff?
You still do that, or?
He's only been smoking 4 days. The man's
Really?
a goblin.
Does it give you a weird
It's
feeling
pipe
at all, or does it make you jittery? Or
No, it gives you a weird feeling while you're getting it.
It is funny.
A tightness in your stomach, sometimes nausea, sometimes.
But it's definitely helpful. Right?
Oh, no, but that
There's-
weird
there's
feeling
smoke
is
in life.
scary. It just is uncomfortable a little, and then it goes away.
I've been thinking about doing that. Same with my dad.
It's not like one of those panic feelings.
Okay, good.
Nothing like, I hate those
Yeah,
feelings.
me too.
Nothing like that.
Anxiety that builds in there.
No, it's not anxiety, but if you didn't know what it was, it would make you anxious.
Yeah, that's. I just knew. I've read about it, and so that was one of the things that came up. Was just to expect some kind of. I didn't have the exact word for it, but almost like a loopiness with it.
Advanced Air Restoration, 720-459.
Oh, that Joseph Pizzero, he is pretty good. I called him, geez, what did I say, about a month ago, and he helped me out pretty well with my car accident.
He's a good guy, man.
He is.
Joe's smart dude.
He told me, he's like, it's not even worth hiring me. You know, just go to the person who's doing this.
I'm Tom Martino, your troubleshooter, 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. We got to get right to the phones. Jeremiah's got a comment on the legs burned. We got two. Sandra first, and then Jeremiah just called. So, Sandra, what can you add to that? The guy who had a static guard, he sprayed on his pants, burned his legs.
Well, first of all, I would like to say I have a dry cleaners. I've been in the clothing business for over 30 years. And new clothes a lot of times are contain formaldehyde. So I'm thinking maybe his skin reacted to the formaldehyde when they were sprayed with the static guard, because static guard itself will not cause irritation. So I suggest to all your listeners, clean your clothes before you wear them, because whatever the stores put in those clothes, it's like a preserving item.
No, I hear what you're saying. Yeah. I don't know if that's what's causing this with him. He said there are directions for spraying it while it's on you, so you would think if it burned or they use that, they would have, yeah.
So Jeremiah he's sending pics. He's the one who got burned. But I also had a gentleman call in. He said Jeremiah left out the whole first sentence of the directions on spraying that stuff on your clothes. I just wanted you to ask Jeremiah about that.
Did he tell you what the first sentence was?
Yeah, it was something about spraying it evenly. Like he left out the first 4 words of the directions.
We'll ask him. I thought Jeremiah had a comment. He's actually the original caller. So here's the deal. One thing Jeremiah said that puzzled me. Did you catch it? He said, I leave it by the front door. Now, that tells me he didn't say it was at the front door. He said, I leave it at the front door. That would have me believe he does this regularly, which means that it happened suddenly after using it a while? Or was it the first time you used it? It sounded to me, Jeremiah, like you've been using it and all of a sudden got this reaction. Is that right? Had you used it before without burns? Jeremiah?
Oh, sorry, sir. I wasn't
Had you used the static guard before without burning?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so how many times prior had you used it before the burn happened?
Probably 5 or 6.
So that's odd to me, that you used it 5 or 6 times, spraying it on the way out the door, and on the 7th time, it burned you. That's weird.
Well, like I said, there was a scratch already on my leg there. I think it just exacerbated that scratch.
Oh,
it got in there, and that's what caused the burn.
I don't know I don't think. First, let me ask you this.
I didn't leave out any words on the instructions. I read them verbatim. I got the can in my hand. I'll send
Mark's looking it up. Mark, you looked it up?
Yeah, it's kind of curious. Do not get this material in eyes or on skin. Says that.
Yeah. I can't believe. Yeah. They tell you
Where
not.
Does it say that?
Let's see. He's looking at he's looking at a picture of it. So.
Well, are we on the same product?
Well, what's the name of it? Let's find out.
It's Static Guard, safe on all fabrics.
Did you look at Static Guard, Mark?
Static Guard. I just sent a picture of it. I don't know how long it's going to take. I got a lot of pictures.
Okay, what are you looking for? Wave your magic wand. What are you looking for? I need to know why we're taking this up. By the way, I don't care. I just need to know. What do you think?
The smallest fix, a warning label that says, "Hey, don't use if you have a scratch or something on your leg." It was a tremendous amount of pain.
No, I get it.
Because
do you want
bandage?
Let's get right. I want to get to other things, and the only reason I ask this is just so I can cut through it for you. Are you looking for damages?
Sure. Well, that's why I called. Should I be looking for damages?
I don't know. I mean, I think if they are negligent, you should be looking for damages, but I don't see how. Excuse me, I'm sorry. I don't see how they're negligent. I don't know. I mean, if you use... Well, here, let's put it this way. If you use something according to its instructions and it injures you, I think they have responsibility. If you use it according to instructions and it burns you, I don't know. Dave Porter sent me an empty email supposed to have this guy Dave emailed me supposed to have an image on it.
I emailed you the pics from Jeremiah, the injury, and the can he sent.
Okay. I also have something here from a Static Guard. Intentional misuse by concentrating or inhaling, obviously. Prolonged inhalation, harmful. Do not get materials in eyes or on skin. Keep away from heat, sparks, flames. Do not puncture, blah, blah, blah. Immediately flush eyes with skin. Remove contact lenses. That's as far as that. On skin, wash skin with soap and water.
That's a damn good-looking burn, though.
How can it tell you not to get it on skin, but it allows you to spray your clothing while it's on you? It's stupid. If that's, I mean, and that is a terrible burn. I mean, this guy's not talking about a little burn here. I would be pissed off. Yep, I would. You should have gone to a doctor. You don't have anything documented, although I'm telling you that it sucks, man. I would be upset. And yeah, I think I would go for damages if I used it as directed. And it says on here, keep can 6 to 10 inches evenly. Yeah, static cling elimination. Instantly eliminates cling. But does that say while you're wearing it? Let's see. It doesn't say hold can 6 to 10 inches from item and spray lightly and evenly. Oh, before wearing. What the hell is he missing? Before wearing. Then it says while wearing, spray outside of garment first. When using between, I don't get it. It does say while wearing clothing, spray outside of garment first. Well, what the hell does that mean? Right before that it says spray lightly and evenly before wearing. You know what? They're the ones that have the responsibility to be clear. So, yeah, I do think I would go after him. Would you, Mark, if you were burned that badly? I mean, those directions suck. They suck.
I don't think you'll find an attorney that'll take it.
No, you won't. That's the problem. You're not going to find an attorney because you don't have a big enough claim, but you certainly have some claim. Did you ask him for anything yet? Like at least... Well, you don't even have doctor bills.
I haven't even reached out. I just thought, like I said,
here's what I would do. I would send it. Listen,
they warn other people.
I would send a picture of this can right there, you holding it. I would then highlight while wearing clothing. I would highlight that. Then with a Photoshop or something. Then I would send that along with the burn and say, "This is what happened. Can you explain?" That's all I would do. And then wait to hear from them and call us back.
Wait, are you saying that the spray caused everything I'm seeing, or did you, scrape yourself up and spray it on?
He said there was a light scratch there previously, but so what? I mean, it's not supposed to, and you said it got in there. How much did you spray, for goodness sakes? That is soaked through. Jeremiah, how much did you soak? Huh?
I'm sorry, that was funny. They're dress pants, and you just kind of lightly mist yourself, and then you go.
Yeah, but they're dress pants.
The clothes from clinging.
How can they get? I understand. How could they get that moist to get through your skin and irritate it like that?
That's probably after he put something on it, a balm or something.
No, I'm not saying it made it wet, but the irritation mark. How could enough product get through the fabric?
I don't know.
All right. As I said, that's what I would do. Highlight that wording, you holding the can with the injury, saying how could this happen or something like that. Oh, or we can call it. I mean, we can call it, but I think first
you should.
No. What's the picture with the chickens?
I have no fucking idea.
Then he had the chicken. It was like German chickens.
You know what? This guy's got a problem. I'm serious, man.
Well, do you see a scar? The one's the scar that's left over.
It's not a major scar, but
it's a good thing he's not a leg model
or a hand model.
You guys got the one.
Mark, I finally found a legit 1 terabyte thumb drive.
Oh, cool.
There's a lot of scams on the internet.
Did you get it ordered?
No. I wanted to do some more due diligence, but it's recommended by Apple or somebody for what did they call it for? For editing, because it's so fast.
That's pretty nice. You can't find a lot of those. Huh? How much was it? Did you see?
I'm going to look now.
That's really nice.
GetFoundFast.com. They're helping me right now on my 303consumer.com website. That's because they do that. They will look at your website and they will find out what it needs to get better results. It's that simple. And they do this analysis free of charge. Why? Well, they want new clients, but there's no obligation. And you know what? With the free analysis, you're going to find out some good information. GetFoundFast.com. Another place you're going to find out good information is John Fuller, Fuller Law. I say when you're in a car accident and there are injuries, call John Fuller for free legal advice. And you can actually call him about any injury, personal injury. We should call him probably about this static guard thing where Jeremiah said he was burned. Let's get his opinion. John Fuller, free legal advice when you're injured, and you never pay out of pocket, even if you do decide to hire him. It's all on contingency. 303-597-4500, 597-4500.
Now, why wouldn't you take advantage of a free estimate on something? If you're shopping for something, let's say a plumbing issue, why wouldn't you take advantage of a company that actually will send a licensed plumber to your house for either a second opinion or an estimate? If anybody ever tells you you need to get this done and that, maybe a sewer line, that can be very costly. You need to get a second opinion. The guys at Master Rooter will do it. They've been on our referral list for over 10 years, and if you do end up needing a sewer line, they're going to do it for up to 50%, sometimes even more, compared to the competition. I actually saw one that came in at $18,000. They did it for less than $9,000. I've also heard people reach out to us and say, hey, we thought we needed a sewer line because so-and-so told us that. We had Master Rooter out, and guess what? We didn't need it. They fixed it. It's a great company, once again, on the referral list for over 10 years. Free estimates in the Denver metro area. Write this number down, 720-434-3406. Master Rooter Plumbing, 720-434-3406.
Veteran news anchor Ron Burgundy returns with the Ron Burgundy Podcast to take on the most pressing and exciting topics of our day. Get the truth about the stories that affect your life, as only Ron Burgundy can deliver.
He should really probably try to scratch his other leg and try it. See if it was a one-time deal.
Camping world. I'd hate to be in the RV business right now.
Why is that, Mark?
Just because inventory, supply chain.
But I heard it's doing good.
I'm sure they're making a lot of money, but they're pissing off so many people.
Well, it's actually people's fault they jump on it. At a time when everybody else is jumping on it.
Yeah.
Give it a year. Just like cars. The cars are going to switch too. Lumber's already down 40% from 20 days ago.
That's crazy.
40%.
McDonald Hyundai sent me an offer on one of our Santa Fe's.
I always said no.
I was shocked at what they offered me for it, though. Fucking shocked.
Was it more than what?
I always get
29,000.
Market.
If I was going to sell it, I probably would have listed, not now, but I would have listed it for like 27.
I'm going to forward this to you. I always get these emails. Always. Just forward it.
I couldn't fucking.
What did you pay for it?
34.
Well, that's not. Yeah.
2 years ago. Okay, ready? 2.5 years ago.
Yeah, not even contingencies on that.
Yeah, but I wouldn't sell it to them. I think I actually emailed them back and I said, give me 34, I'll drive up tomorrow.
So they're coming out with a hybrid. That may be my next car.
Hybrid what?
I think it's a Santa Fe.
Santa Fe.
But I mean, I think hybrid's better than electric because, like I say,
no, I don't like hybrids at all.
What?
I'd rather.
I know a guy who's got a Lexus hybrid and
well, good.
14 years old.
But I would rather have one or the other personally.
Yeah, but electric, it's really tough to go across country.
Not if you strap 12,500 megawatt generator.
I know what you're saying. But when have I driven fucking cross country? Whenever people say that, I say, okay, because that's for the, let's see, how many times I drive in the last 20 years cross country? Never.
No, that's not true. I guarantee you have. You've driven in New York. You have driven in New England.
No, I haven't. Cross country?
Yes, you have. Yep.
No, I haven't.
With Donna, I bet you had probably 20,
I haven't been
30
married to Donna for 20 years.
Well, okay, I'm just saying. I know you went cross
said in the
country.
last 20 years. I used to drive on time. Really? Dan, when are you going to drive cross country?
We'll go back to Minnesota.
Well, you can't even drive like.
Yeah, I know, because you have to go see those Ubers.
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 No, the Ubers, you don't get those. That's not Minnesota. That's Michigan. You've heard of Ubers, right?
I have not, never heard of it.
Oh my God! Come on,
is one.
Look them up. Uppers, Ubers, they're uppers. It's like another country up there. See, when you get a motorhome, you get.
Oh, that's Michigan.
Yes.
Right, that's the upper stuff of Michigan. Yeah, I've heard of it.
It's like a different.
Yeah.
Here are places in the country that are like different countries. That's one of them.
Really? Are they like Canadians?
It is. And then over, and they don't identify with us hardly. And then over on the West Coast, Northwest, the islands, off of Washington.
Okay.
Yeah, right off the islands. I forget the name.
We talk different.
Hi, Tom Martino here.
303-713-TALK, 713-8255. All right, now, we need to... Oh, Chris hung up. We were going to take his problem with Camping World. So now we get a chance to talk about what we want to, and we're at the end of this hour. But in the next hour, I'm going to go over the crypto because I did read a white paper, digested it, and I outlined it pretty significantly. And I think what I can do is I'm not an expert, just the opposite. So I can explain crypto in a way everyone will understand clearly. Now, I don't mean that you'll actually understand it like to be able to make it function, the algorithms and all that crap. I'm telling you, I can give you an overview that's pretty simple that no one has been able to do yet. And it's all in that original white paper written by the author. So, Jeremiah, when we left off, I said, look, we can call for you, but I think you ought to call first. So are you up for doing that, right? And then you're going to get back to us. Is that right?
Yes, sir. I can call.
Okay. And you're going to send that along.
I'll track down the company and a number.
You're going to send that along in an email, and you're going to simply say, this is what I would do.
You know, Doc wants
Here's
to
what
chime
happened
in
when
on
I
that.
use. Here's what happened when I used as directed. How do you think it happened? And what are you going to do about it?
Yeah, but he did say he sprayed an open wound.
No, he didn't.
Yeah,
he sprayed.
Had a scratch.
Yeah, you had something.
He sprayed the pants. He didn't spray an open wound. He sprayed his pants.
Not just hold it over my hand or hold it over my leg and spray it. No, it was the pants. The object was to get it to stop clinging.
Right, and it was sprayed on the pants, right?
Yes, sir, as directed.
While you were wearing them, right?
Yes, sir.
In a light mist.
Correct. 6
All right.
to 10 inches away, even.
We have more coming up on the Troubleshooter Show. I'm Tom Martino. BecomeTheBanker.org or MyMoneyMyWay.com for our guest.
He sounds like a Youper. I did. It's Youper. Well, how do they talk different?
That's how they call it?
Y-O-O-P-E-R.
But it stands for upper. The upper.
Right. But why do they just talk different? Is that what it is?
Oh God, yes. But also they really act different.
Plant-based antioxidants to protect against free radicals. We have tons. You care about sugar control? So do we. That's why we start with lower sugar than other cereals and created our own brand product cereal to slow sugar absorption. This helps to manage diabetes and we didn't forget about flavor. Our cereals are overflowing.
Well, you know, have you been there? Is that why you've seen it? Because look at Fargo, the movie Fargo. Everybody thought people from North Dakota talked like that. They don't all talk like that. I mean, that's way over-exaggerated how people talk.
Every time I went there, don't you know?
They do say, don't you know?
I know. I swear to God, I love those characters. I love those characters, though.
But not...
No, they were so...
That's how they talk, though.
Not as bad as that. I'm from there. I know.
Yeah, you kind of seem like, you know.
I do go back.
So,
if I'm back in Jersey for any period of time, I'll pick up my
You can take the ferry and go there. The island's off of upper northwest. I went to the upper northwest like a different country. The Upers in Michigan like a different country. Hold on, where else?
Is that where you came from, Dan?
Hold on. There are many places, but they're all down in the fighting.
Oh, yeah.
How about the Appalachians? Those people are fucking. Then there was another place.
Yeah, you're right.
Don and I laughed our ass off. I'd say the aliens are out, and you can tell they're all walking with their toes pointed outward like this. They all walk like this.
Where's that?
And it was Coeur d'Alene.
Really?
Have you ever? You know, when I think about it, Donna and I went fucking all over. We did.
I drew Idaho.
She was fun.
Have you been to
She
that
could
place?
drive the damn thing. When I went with Holly, that's when I started winding it down because I didn't keep it with her.
Have you driven through the Appalachians? I have not. They said like there's a lot of hills are just flat. Where they, cut them
Where's
off the
that?
whole Appalachians, like West Virginia, Kentucky.
Yeah, we went through there.
Where they really, and then they said every other hollow would be full of garbage.
I'll tell you the most challenging was Vermont. The windy roads of Vermont. Oh my God! In the fall, going up in the mountains. We took that son of a bitch everywhere. Then one time, Carol's husband died, and she was all alone. And so we took her, and then my sister. We all, the whole family, and her, because she was alone, and we did a road trip to Cape Cod. So I drove out there, and everybody met in upstate New York. It was so much fun.
I could see where that would be fun, just to go see that stuff.
But I could never go with Stephanie. She said, bye-bye. As far as road trips, she won't do it.
The only thing, like I say, those curvy roads with a big motorhome would be.
That's why I said it was a challenge. But he's got all the tricks. He's got the disc brakes. He's got, all right, and you got the front suspension, independent. He has an independent front suspension on that big vehicle. Do you understand?
Well, plus his rear turns.
No, don't you have a steerable wheel in the back?
No, not steerable. It just turns.
Well, that's what I meant. It's a tracker. It's a tracker.
Right.
That is unbelievable.
Wouldn't that be wild if I did have a car that had a rack and pinion in the back?
Mark, that is equivalent to $1 million or $2 million bus. I mean, as far as features. Honest. The guy on the YouTube brought out where it falls short. Like, you want to know one of them? This is between 2 million and 800,000, and now it's $1 million, probably $1 million and 222. Underneath the slide out, it's not finished and painted.
Oh, geez.
It's just, it's not bad looking.
Right.
But on the Prevost, they showed it was all shiny. He goes, look, I can see myself. Okay, geez.
That is kind of cool.
How often do you go under there and look at yourself?
I mean, really, is that the most useless feature?
Absolutely.
And then they have hidden blind rivets, and some of the Essex at least had screws in some places that the Prevost had hidden, hidden like bonded screws.
I love the Amish. It's all Amish cabinets, handcrafted. Man, the fucking cabinets are as nice as anything in my house.
Oh, really?
And the current one I have, or the one I just sold, totally different. They're more like almost a particle board, I still think they're made by the Amish, though. It's just not solid wood. It's more laminate over.
No, I think that real retractable thing would be really good. Really good. Just pulling around corners and stuff that it would be able to. And it's got the little self-driving for a little bit too, right? No, that's what's missing.
No. There's a brand called Integra. On their new ones they have it, but you'd be surprised their new ones are fucking cheap, man. I think Integra wants you to buy a new motorhome every couple of years.
Hey, did you take it out on did you drive it?
I didn't drive it.
Oh, you didn't drive it? Why?
I didn't even feel like it. The fucking traffic out there, it's a fucking nightmare.
I was going to wonder where you're going. But you drove the guy?
Yeah, the guy drove me around.
He was pretty good?
Oh, yeah, that's all he does.
Oh, he wasn't the owner.
No. The owner, Frank's the one that drove me. Not the owner of the RV. He's the owner of where the guy stores it.
So you didn't meet the owner of the RV?
No, I got all his info now. It's pure concierge service.
I'll tell you what I would do. I would gladly rent it from you for a lot of money just to take a road trip with the kids one time.
Oh, yes, you wouldn't have to rent it.
I would insist. But, man, that would be, because I know how to, I'm so used to those systems. But
they'd have so much room, too.
The other thing, or Mark, seriously, you and I take it, and I'll take my kids, or you can take Miles with me, and then we go and be on the air, and we go somewhere, and that'd be fun. Back here, we'd have the fucking wall. Because all we need is broadband or 5G. We bring the roadcaster with us, because that'd be fun, and we travel.
Broadcast with the Ubers.
Huh?
We'll go to the Ubers.
I went to one place, well, sometimes I went to neighborhoods, and it was often where I had the most expensive crazy house in the neighborhood, or in the town.
Oh, easily. Easily.
This was half the town. Well, that's easy to say. My small town, you're right. Probably.
Shit, man, where I was at.
Embarrassed
so
to say what the most expensive house.
So fucking Beaver's bus right there, 2.7, less than 3 months. And then Brown.
3 different ones in there.
I told you took a can of spray paint to it. I couldn't believe it.
Troubleshooter's gonna help a common man.
Media with a purpose. Solving problems. Answering questions. Taking your complaints. Here's Troubleshooter Tom Martino.
Welcome to the show. Okay, now let's talk. I want to thank Steve Moss for that open. He's the one that did it, Moss Creative. And he does all kinds of jingles and music and print and audio. Moss Creative Advertising.com. So, we're going to talk money this hour, crypto and regular money and what to do with it. And any calls you have get priority. So you get right through 303-713-TALK. Tatiana, let's talk. What's going on?
Hi, Tom.
Hi. What's happening?
So I had put out a bid to have somebody come remodel my downstairs bathroom, which is a half bath.
When you say you put out a bid, that's odd wording. How did you do that?
Oh, sorry. No, I had 3 different companies come by and measure and quote. And
okay, good. You got quotes from 3 companies.
I did.
Okay, what happened?
So the gentleman I decided to go with, of course, was the most reasonable of the 3.
Uh-huh.
And,
did you do due diligence at least? Did you check them out?
So he had a good rating on the BBB.
That means nothing. The Better Business Bureau is a dinosaur, means nothing. For example, we have an accountant on there, has a A+ rating, and he's in prison for fraud. So the BBB truly is a thing of the past.
Okay.
Now, who else gave him good ratings?
Just a couple of reviews on Nextdoor.
Nextdoor is just people, and they can be made up. Look, here's the deal. What I want, and I'm not talking to you, I'm talking to everyone, so then I'll let you tell your story. The bottom line is, no matter who you get, no matter what price you go with, most expensive doesn't mean value, least expensive doesn't mean cheap, but they also don't mean the other either. You can't go by price, you can't go by name, you can't go by anything except due diligence. It requires that you research the company. And unfortunately, most people don't do it. If they like the guy or the woman, if they give a good sales pitch and they size them up and then they go with it. So now you can tell your stories. I'm going to listen. Go ahead.
And so to that point, he was friendly. He was prompt on time. He responded in a timely manner. When he came to show up to do the job, he had brought in another person to work alongside with him for a few days. The downstairs bathroom turned out okay. He had painted the bathroom, but of course had gotten paint all over the ceiling and the door. And I'm
looking at your photos here, your pics, whatever you want to call them. Oh, my God, this is terrible. You know, by the way, the colors you chose, I can tell you have a good eye. I'm serious. These are really beautiful materials you picked, but God, did he do everything to mess it up?
Well, and the tricky part, too, so the tiles in the shower upstairs, of course, are discontinued, so I can no longer find them. If I do, I'll have to go search around.
Well, let's talk about this. What do you mean? Who bought the materials? You?
Okay, so what I had wanted to do, because he was honest, he said, well, you know, I'm not really great at picking out materials and colors. I want you to be happy with it. And I said, okay, fair enough. I will go and I will do all the buying and the purchasing, and I'll have it shipped to my house so it's ready to go when you get there.
What's the name of the company?
Renos by Earth.
Wait, Renew?
Renos, Renos.
And those pictures are terrible, Tom.
No, they are. Renos by Earth?
Earth, E-R-S. Yep.
Wait.
And the gentleman's name is Zach.
Renos by Earth, E-R-F.
It's a handyman in Littleton is what Google says.
Okay, Renos by Earth. Oh, my God, that even sounds like a joke. Oh, the only one worse than that was Oops Construction. I mean, I can't even believe they named it. We actually ran into it was Oops with an exclamation point Construction. That's like that's like saying ouch surgery or something. Okay, by the way, let's get right to it. Renos by Earth. How much did you pay them?
So at the moment, I put down a down payment of just over $1,900. And then I paid for the cost of additional materials, which was another just over $1,100.
Okay, then how much do you owe?
Another $19.
According to contract.
Well, yes, according to him.
Okay, now this job. Now, is any of the job acceptable? No, I'm not talking about this part. She only showed us the worst job, right? You had how many showers done?
Just one.
Oh.
Just that one shower.
But you said something about another bathroom.
Yeah, so it's the downstairs half bath. There was no shower. It was just all he did the tile and put in the vanity, which I don't think I had gotten a chance to send you.
All right, but to sum it up, what is the problem?
Downstairs is okay.
Okay, good. So let's just go with the one that sucks. It has to be redone. Does he understand that?
Yes, and I've told him several times, and I said to him, we're going to have to rip it all out. He's like, I don't know when I can get there. I'm not really sure. I'll give you a call by the end of the week.
Tatiana, where did you find him on Nextdoor?
It was on Nextdoor.
Okay. Now, this guy, is he alone, this IRF, or did he have a crew?
He brought one other gentleman. I didn't catch his name. He was only there for a couple of days.
Okay.
And it was just him. It was a one-man show.
All right. And now, how can he do one bathroom okay and this bathroom sucks? Why?
The gentleman that came to help him helped him on the downstairs bathroom.
Okay. So he did the upstairs alone?
Yes.
I don't see how you get out of this. I mean, I wouldn't pay him another dime, and the whole thing has to be redone. But you say he doesn't recognize that, does he?
No. He came back one day. Then the following day, after I told him I wasn't happy and I showed him the pictures,
right?
He came back the following day. He spent 4 hours upstairs doing I don't know what, making a lot of noise and scraping away to make the grout work look a little bit even, but you see the end result.
No. And who picked that grout color? Did you?
I did.
Okay. So when you do contrasting grout, the only problem with that, although I know the decor look you're going for, that's the high contrast grout and the subway tile, I get it. But the problem is it has to be perfectly grouted if you go with a high contrast.
Right.
And that is that subway tile, right? Is that what they... And man, is that a beautiful look when it's done right. What a disappointment for you. So... the guy, we need to call him and basically say this thing sucks, but here's the problem. We can't nail him on the Contractors Trust Act, or we can't nail him on anything. He did the job. You see, there's not much you can do with piss poor quality if they do the work. So the guy is not dishonest or a scammer in that sense. So it's hard because... we can't threaten him. I mean, he'll say, I think it's a good job, it looks good to me. But look, the corners don't even line up. God.
No. And so I've had issues. The only thing with the downstairs bathroom, of course, now I'm noticing that it's bubbling when I flush it, and there's this weird sewage smell. So
wait a minute. Even the one you said that was done okay, you're having problems with.
Yes.
Well, then I would say this. This is how I would handle it. I would write a letter and demand that these issues, I wouldn't go to each and every issue, but that the main issues be addressed within a reasonable amount of time, or you're taking legal action. Now, the good news is your total spent falls within small claims court easily. Mm-hmm. So you could, and I'm not saying we won't help you, but I like people to take parallel action. So hold on, we'll come back to it, all right? Hang on.
Veteran news anchor Ron Burgundy returns with a
really hard to grout.
Most
stands out.
Topics of our day.
I don't even know how you grout this
stories that affect your life, as only Ron Burgundy can deliver it.
There's grout. You see, the tile is here, and then the edges go in. So you got to get that grout in there.
Yeah, but that's beveled. That's beautiful, and it can be done. There's it's mainly grouted.
Okay, right. But how do you must gotta have some special grout tools.
O'Brien Legal Services is a real estate law firm, and you should be so happy that we have a real estate firm for you. I would beware of other law firms that do everything. Hey, you need estate, I do it. You need real estate, I do it. You need this, you do it. No, these guys live and breathe real estate. If you have a real estate issue, even a closing, whatever it is, O'Brien Legal Services can take care of it. Do you realize the hundreds of thousands of dollars we're dealing with, and it's only a few $100s to have contracts reviewed, whether residential or commercial, and especially if you're buying a house, let's say, with someone unrelated, you're not getting married, You need a legal agreement there. And what about if you're financing the sale of a home and you want monthly income? You need a rock-solid agreement there to protect yourself. What about property line disputes? What about adverse possession? What about easements? Anything to do with real estate. O'Brien Legal Services. That's OLSLaw.com. 720-370-7388. You cannot afford not to use them. OLSLaw.com. Here's something free. An analysis of your website. If you're in business, you need to know how your website is operating. And you got to go by more than just visits or hits, because you could be getting more. Whatever it is, they can help you. GetFoundFast.com. They help you get found fast. They help you with search engines. They help you with your entire site. Free of charge for the first analysis. No obligation to hire them. And you'll get sound advice. GetFoundFast.com.
All right, let's play a little Troubleshooter trivia. What company sells you a new air conditioner, a new furnace, a whole home humidifier, gives you 5 years with no interest to pay for it? Well, I'll tell you right now, the answer is 888 Heating, and they're great people. That special's not going to go on forever. You realize some other companies sell just the air conditioner for that price? 888heating.com is a website, and 888 Heating is a phone number.
Home prices are out of sight, but the good news is you can fix up your home at record low rates with Ideal Home Loans. Owner Brent Ivinson.
There is this perfect storm.
He did. If you look at one of the pictures, even on the edge,
everywhere. So
it's bad.
He spliced one in where he cut it, so it's got a flat. Doesn't even have the bevel in there.
303-867-7000. Now's a great time to tap your equity.
I can't believe a guy wrote, oh,
increasing the value of your home, keeping your payments low.
That's probably the worst tiling job I've ever seen.
Let me tell you
something. I'll bet you that's different.
Let me tell you something. The kind that you're talking about, the tiling, and on much of that tile, they do a zero grout line, but it's never zero. Here's what it is. That's what that should have been. They tried to put a grout line in. What it is, it should have been zero. You put it up, and it's a pencil thin. It's beautiful. So what happens is the bevel goes down, and where the bevel meets, that grout puts in there perfectly. But putting a space in the bevel is defeating the whole purpose, because now it goes like this. It goes down, across, and up. It's stupid.
So he probably put little crosses in the wrong type of
and all you have to know, what you do is your bottom and grout. But if that's the true subway, now you can put space in them, but I don't think I would do it with that strong of a bevel.
And that, how much contrast between the tile and grout.
I know.
It's black white.
That's the pencil thin of beautiful.
Even if you're talking even thinner than pencil.
Well,
when you say pencil, you should pencil lead thin.
Well, I mean, it looks like a little line. Right. Like this thing is, look at it, it's atrocious. And he didn't even get it in the right way. God, it's so sloppy. And it's thin in some areas. Now, she's showing us two different kinds of tile, too. Is she? Yeah. And the one is a more, the bevel, you look how big that bevel is.
I tell you what, if you stand back about 30 feet, it doesn't look bad. That's chill.
The colors are beautiful. But see, the first image there is not the tile. It's not the subway tile. It's a different tile. It's an unbeveled tile.
Is sponsored by Ent Credit Union.
Ent. Holy fudge.
That means Dan will be digging a tunnel under his house to bring a mattress into. It's got to help him if he turns on that AC.
About 10 seconds to back in.
Hey, I'm saving the earth.
Yeah, you are.
Insured by NCUA. Denver's talk station.
Online at khout.com. Hi, Tom Martino here, 303-713-TALK, 303-713-8255. So, what we do with this is, first and foremost, I would give him a letter telling him to address all the issues. I don't think he's going to be able to. And then, if not, you're taking legal action. Then what I would do is do a small claims action and ask for a complete refund, because you basically have to go over everything he's done. Now, the materials, did you pay for directly?
I did.
So wait a minute. Those prices you gave me are in addition to materials.
Correct.
Well, then there's no question, because I'm wondering if you can save the tile. I don't think you can. Well, hold on. If it's not even hung right, so even if you took the grout out and started over, the reveal lines are all different, aren't they?
Yep.
Did he use spacers?
He did, which is the surprising part. I mean, I found a bunch of them all over my house.
And I think those beveled tiles should have been laid, butted up with a pencil-thin grout. It's hard to say without seeing it, but the guy just ruined everything. I would throw in... I hope you have enough with small claims court, but really you have to start there. But I don't know if he has any money. But at least you can probably get a judgment.
Should we have a deputy call, Tom? And
yeah, we're going to do that too, for sure. So let's say he's got $3,000 in labor so far, and then small claims court gives you $7,500, so you'd have another $4,500 to sue for. Did you spend more than that in material?
No.
Okay. Whatever material you have to rebuy, I would charge him for that too. And I would make a list very clear for a judge to see. Then we're going to assign this to someone. Now, Deputy Dan, didn't we assign you with a construction one the other day?
Yep, I pulled on it. Yeah.
You did. Okay. What I'm asking is, on construction stuff, are you still working on it? Because it's hard to get more than one at a time. Okay. Then I want to give it to someone else right now. And I don't know what's going to happen, but let's call him. Okay, Suze? Get someone to work on it.
Okay. I'll have Deputy Joe work on it.
That's good. Yeah, that's a good one. And then what we're going to do, Tatiana, is we're going to turn the pressure up on our end, but you still have to go through with your end at the same time. Let's do it in a parallel way. You can always withdraw that small claim thing. Jordan is with us from, I like to say now it's easier than because it has both products on there, mymoneymyway.com. Jordan, mymoneymyway.com basically says, listen to the seminar, pick a product that's best for you. One would be become the banker, overfunding life insurance, tax-free earnings. And then you get to use it tax-free. And then when you die, your life insurance pays off any of those loans that you used as income. And whatever's left over goes to the family. So you don't leave money on the table with that plan either, do you?
You do not, yeah.
You will always get your contributions back, always.
Tax-free, right to the kids.
Then, the other one, the pension for life, you always get that money back too.
You do, and that's the best about both these products. You don't have to worry about losing anything.
So if you die, the money stays in your estate.
You got it. It stays with you, and it goes paid out directly to your beneficiaries.
Now, with Become the Banker, you can run out of money if you live long enough, right?
That is a possibility.
Which is fine.
Yeah,
I mean, that's like any plan.
You're right.
But with the pension, you can.
You're right, and that's why we offer both for that exact reason right there.
So with the pension, how does that work that you don't run out of money? You're buying income. So they calculate it that they're going to make a certain return. And really, the return is not as important to you because all you want is the guaranteed income, right?
Exactly. And I think, the beauty of it is these companies have been around for over 100 years. They know what they're doing. They make sure that it's called like the law of big numbers. Not everybody's retiring at once. So they're able to offer these pensions so that people can live 30, 40 years pulling money and not have to worry about paychecks.
This is what I want to make clear then. With the pension for life, the actuarial tables allow you to buy in and then never have to worry about drawing out. You could possibly draw out way more than you contributed.
Correct. Yes.
And it's guaranteed for life.
Correct.
So, if it returns a high return, will you get more money?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, wait. You will?
You will, yes.
So your income can fluctuate based on return?
Correct.
Can you have a guaranteed benefit, a specific amount?
You get both. So you get the best of both worlds where basically you have one side of the account based off of the return and the other side that gets a guaranteed growth. And at the end, whichever one outperformed or grew the best is what they base your income off of. So it's almost like a foolproof strategy.
So once you start drawing income, those payments are set for life.
Those are set for life.
They don't go up or down.
The only way they would go up is if you need long-term care. Then if you need any living assistance or long-term care, they'll absolutely double your pension.
That's part of the annuity. It's built in.
You got it.
Okay, so when you have this annuity and you're paying in, how do you pay in?
You know, people either do rollovers from 401ks, IRAs, even just money that's sitting at the bank, or they can.
Are they mostly lump sums?
Mostly lump sums, what we see, but you can also feed it on a monthly or annually basis.
Like Deputy Doc, when he sold his house or something, he had some money he did, and also, so when you buy a lump sum, does it matter how old you are? It does, doesn't it?
It depends not so much on getting the account, because you'll get it, but sometimes there's differences in bonuses. You know, so typically when you put a lump sum in there for the first 12 months, the company can give you a bonus up to 9%. Now, for people that are past the age of 75, that goes down to about 7%.
What I want to know is, how soon can you collect income after you fund it?
Day one. You can take it immediately. We have different products, ones that are set for people who want the money immediately, or for people who want to let it sit there and grow for a few years and maybe don't need it. So they can decide what they want.
How does the 9% bonus money work?
It's beautiful. They are able to put that account in your account day one. It'll grow with it. It'll go up.
And when you decide, to make things simple, you put in
100,000.
You get $9,000.
You got it. $9,000 right there. So now you have $109,000 growing, working with it. If you decide to flip that income on, that $9,000 is a part of your income and it helps pay out over the years. And it's just a great way to make up for any losses you might have had from before.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
So are there any downsides to this? There must be some. I mean, you can't recommend it for everyone. What would be a downside?
I'd say the downside would be liquidity. If somebody needs, chunks of money right immediately and they're not looking for an income, that would be maybe a downside.
But mostly as you get older, your lump sum desires go down and your income desires go up, because when you're around Mark's age, you might have to come up with some money for something, or you see something you want to buy.
Right.
But as you get to my age, those diminish quite a bit to where the stability is what you want.
It's true. And that's why when our clients get both products, the Become the Banker and this, they really have the best of both worlds, with that liquidity with Become the Banker and that guaranteed income with the pension account.
Now, again, the guaranteed income then is based on returns. So when I put a certain amount of money in, if I had a lump sum and I put XYZ in there, if it grows a lot, and then I turn it into income, I'll have a higher payment than if it went down.
Correct.
Well, what if it does dismal? Can I lose my principal?
You cannot. So the lowest you can get on the growth side would be 0%. That'd be the lowest you can ever get.
But never principal.
But never the principal.
So if I had 0%, I know this doesn't happen, but I always say look at worst case scenarios.
Yeah, absolutely.
If I got 0% and turned on the income, would I still get guaranteed for life?
You would still get more money than what you put in and guaranteed for life. And the reason being is because, again, that pension side grows with a guaranteed rate of return no matter what. So
and they get to keep that for your account.
Correct.
This is pretty cool. MyMoneyMyWay.com. We have more coming up. Get your calls in on this or anything. Cryptocurrency coming up, 303-713-TALK.
KHOW Denver, 630 KHOW.
And yours and the Major League Baseball promo.
Free Art Radio app.
I'm just doing David Ellis
radio and podcasts all in one.
And then you do the other two.
Now, Impact
Thank you.
This report is
What was it, MLB?
Credit Union.
From the Red Sports Traffic Center, there's a crash on eastbound 270 approaching I-76, backing things up there.
Report.
Just some volume flowing in the usual
30 on Central.
No,
thanks, Dan. Thanks for reminding me.
Fuck yourself. Good.
Jesus. Freeway road, we're backing things up on northbound Parker Road, approaching Orchard. Fox 31.
You got a mom? Tatiana. Who was that in Seinfeld?
Tatiana. It sounds very familiar.
Don't we look it up? We look it up. It's no longer Tatiana. Tatiana.
Westera Credit.
I'll give you. It was George's girlfriend.
If you are a mortgage loan officer, processor, or underwriter, talk to Westera. They're like a $1.8 billion
She the one that
startup,
didn't.
and you can help build it. Go to WesteraCU.com.
You're looking for a place to sell that old jewelry, aren't you? And you see online, send it in, we pay top prices. Are you crazy? Would you ever send stuff through the internet not knowing who you're dealing with? Well, if you're looking for some place to sell those old necklaces and jewelry, bracelets, single earrings maybe, or you are changing your life now, you had a big nose hoop. Whatever it is, if it's gold, silver, platinum, or whatever it is. If you have precious metals and you want to sell them, DavidEllisJewelry.com, 3rd and Clayton and Cherry Creek. You can trust David Ellis. Seriously. He's been around in town as long as I have, 40 years. I know David. And he just doesn't mince words. He'll get right to it. He's going to tell you what he thinks it's worth and pay you on the spot. And you decide, no obligation if you want to do it. 3rd and Clayton, DavidEllisJewelry.com.
You know, you can watch the biggest names in Hollywood along with MLB legends. They all come together in a friendly, fun-filled exhibition game. The MLB All-Star Celebrity Softball Game. Go to allstargame.com for tickets. It's coming up really quick. You better do it now. allstargame.com. So we needed new flooring. Why? Because the carpet, when we bought this house we have, was old. Simple as that. So we went to Home Depot. We could have went to Lowe's. We could have went to Carpet Exchange. We could have went to a lot of places. But I discovered SimplyFloorsInc.com. Buddy Mitchell and Karen have come up with a new way to sell flooring. They will actually bring all the samples to you. You can see it up against your own walls, your furniture. It's just the best way to buy. And the kicker, and my favorite part, they'll save you up to 40% from the other guys. Go make your appointment right now, SimplyFloorsInc.com, SimplyFloorsInc.com.
If you are looking for an affordable vehicle.
So what were you thinking of the girl that...
Tatiana.
No, the paper mache? That was the most annoying.
Paper mache?
And she had, what did she have in her hair?
A fucking, like a bow. No, not a bow, chopsticks.
So that's a hint of Tatiana.
Tatiana. You know what was funny about that one is, he goes, and then you don't say paper mache, you say paper mache.
Papi mache.
Papi mache.
I am. Thank you so much. I appreciate that.
You never got to see her, just let you know.
Tatiana. You never see Tatiana.
She was the one George was trying to call in a Chinese restaurant.
Oh, God, I would have never have got that. That is an old
one. Well, there's many you would have got that I would have got.
What does Elaine eat off the table of some other people?
Wasn't they told her an egg roll? Right? She's going to do it. And what did George...
What's she saying?
What did George say he would do for $50?
He'd go eat the whole meal.
No, he'd go blow bubbles in their soup.
That's why we offer a 100%.
The only one that could have been more than that one with the paper mache is a low talker.
48 cancel. That's 855.
Yeah.
Low talker.
She ended up in a mental home.
Papi mache.
Papi mache.
And what did she do? What was her business?
She was an IRS auditor. She was going to help out Jerry with his IRS problems.
I just think it's fun life. I just go from there.
You're so contentious.
Tommy, we only have a few minutes left. Do you want me to get that Karen back on for a resume or hold it off till tomorrow?
Yeah, let's hold it off because we don't.
Okay, I'll take that.
But I want to, oh yeah, I'll have to look at it though to really give her some feedback. But I can do that early tomorrow morning.
Okay.
So listen, remember that one guy we hired for sales? He did not do anything and billed us for 30 hours.
Oh yeah.
Oh, was that that?
It was the most amazing thing we have ever seen. He would come in and take a break.
This guy was smoking pot? That guy?
Oh, God.
But then give us
so much pot.
$600.
I love that guy.
He had a picture of pot.
He didn't do anything.
He had a picture of like, had to be pounds of pot with him.
I remember
In
that.
his social media.
I remember that.
But do you remember?
I do.
We get a bill for $600 and say, "What?" The guy never made a call.
No, my favorite one's the one you said, okay, give this guy a second chance. So he comes in literally lit. The fucking guy was 3 sheets to the wind. Oh my God, was he drunk?
And they were all from airport guys.
Hi, Tom Martino here at 303
713 Talk. 713-8255. Get your calls in, by the way. We do have time to address your calls. I want to talk about crypto quickly. So there's a white paper that was published. Now, supposedly it was published by the guy that invented crypto. What's his name? Whatever. And really, we think that that was just a pseudonym for a group of people. We're not sure. But his idea was to have transactions where you needed no trust whatsoever, and you could go peer-to-peer without involving a financial institution. That was their biggest thing. They wanted decentralized currency with a fixed amount, so you would have growing value with no way to inflate with increasing the money supply, nor slowing down the money supply. So it would go into fractions when it got expensive, but you would never increase the overall number of coins. Now, here's the ingenious part. Are you ready? Did you have a comment before we go on? Because wait till you hear this, Mark. It's ingenious. Basically, every single Bitcoin is a deed. That's the way you can look at it. A deed to a coin. And on that deed is a chain of ownership. And that chain of ownership is the blockchain of transactions. And for it to be recorded, it has to have two kinds of signatures. And so both the transferor and the transferee have to agree. And once it's done, it cannot be undone. Remember, so both agree. Every Bitcoin transfer is a contract. Whether you think it is or not, it's a contract. And then that Bitcoin now has your transaction as part of its pedigree.
How about if you're the one mining it?
Now, that's great. That's where this comes in. While there are still coins to be mined, and I guess there may always be or something, because here's why. Because this is a decentralized system, it doesn't go to a central computer to record that transaction. It's sent to 1,000 computers. And the computers that have open time process it. And then when it's done, it goes back to each wallet, subtracting from one, adding to another. And the recording of that was done by a computer. So the so-called computations that computers are doing in order to earn or mine are the actual transactions. So because we don't have a centralized bank, each Bitcoin transaction has to be handled by decentralized computers or miners. So the miners are handling the transactions of its so-called membership, for example, Mark. So if you're mining Bitcoin, part of your computer or all of your computer nowadays is being used, or all of your 40 computers or however many you dedicate are being used to process blockchain transactions. It doesn't just give it a math problem for the hell of it. It's not busy work. It's literally helping to keep the decentralized network alive and computating the transactions. So now you have, let's say we had 10 Bitcoins. Each Bitcoin has a lineage or a pedigree. And there's a guy out in left field, and he's doing the computations, and he's rewarded with a Bitcoin. And as soon as that Bitcoin is created, his is the first signature. And then he keeps that until he transfers it. Again, the more people that have Bitcoins, the more computers are needed to mine them. The one thing that I didn't get to in this white paper is if there's a finite number of Bitcoins, where do they get the Bitcoins to reward miners when they're all distributed? That's the one part I don't know. But you do understand that each transaction block grows. And so the older a Bitcoin is, the longer it takes to process its transaction. Because it may have to go back 100,000 times to verify each one. By the way, each time it verifies from the founding of that coin all the way to the current transaction in every transaction you do. In some ways, it's more secure than a dollar bill because a dollar bill doesn't do that. Now, of course, there are ways to hack and cheat, which I didn't get into, but that's the way you look at it. Each coin is a deed out there. So when you pick up that deed, you're recorded as the owner. It's that easy. And ownership is transferred by doing a transaction.
The fluctuation, though, is just mind-blowing.
Now, that has nothing to do, by the way, with the blockchain or anything else, right? You're right. Because
it's mind-blowing.
With the federal government, the Federal Reserve, we have no perception when it comes to a dollar bill. Well, we do when it comes to foreign currency. But within the United States alone, when you accept dollar bills, when dollar bills are your currency, Mark, it's not based on opinion. It's based on supply and demand. And guess who controls that? The Federal Reserve. In many ways, the dollar bill is way more phony than cryptocurrency. The problem I have with cryptocurrency is because there is decentralization, there's no one to call. Who do you sue if your coin ends up missing or something goes wrong? Where all of a sudden transactions are going well, but now you try to buy a house, and all of a sudden they say, wait a minute, you have 1,000 or on 10 of these coins, back 60,000 transactions, there was an error, and you don't really have those. I mean, I don't know if even that can happen. But if somebody says to me, well, during the blockchain research for this latest transaction, it threw back an error, and we can't accept it, and I say, why? And they say, well, we have no idea. It just didn't verify. What would you do? I mean, it just didn't verify. I mean, that's where the crap comes in. If anyone has anything to add to this, give us a call. I mean, crypto is here to stay. This white paper, by the way, I don't even remember where I got it, but I should post it.
I agree, crypto's here to stay, but there's so many.
Oh, I know. And then everyone who wants to get rich quick, they think I'm going to create a crypto.
And here's the other thing. No one takes it. I mean, where do you go spend it? If you really want to spend it, where the hell do you spend it?
Hey, Elizabeth, I'm taking you first, then I'll take Brad with the fuel pump. But here's a problem. You don't have air conditioning. What happened? Is it an apartment?
Yes, I live in an apartment. It went out on Monday. I called the apartment. They said, oh, sure, we'll put in an order, work order. Tuesday passes.
I'll bet you they're getting it right and left. Elizabeth, are you the only one without air, or is it the whole building?
I have no idea.
Well, okay, hold on. Hold on, and we'll examine it.
Now, Impact Traffic.
This report is sponsored by Westera Credit.
You know what? I don't think that's a habitability thing, is it?
Air conditioning? I don't know.
Probably not.
If you live in fucking Nevada right now.
Tell her to go in the basement.
Yeah, follow Dan's advice. Don't turn that AC on.
My dogs have one.
Move your mattress down to the bed.
My dogs
buy a vice so you can squeeze those pennies.
My dogs won't go down in there where it's cool.
Why?
Unless I'm down there.
Well, why don't you just turn on the air?
I guess I.
Because he's waiting for that 105 marker.
That's the way I could say my whole house fan. I want to do one day.
Oh yeah. Now she speaks on Juneteenth. Did she speak at the border? No. You hear when they ask her, she goes, haven't had a chance to get down there. Frank Duran, the real estate man.com. Frank does free market valuations. You've heard me talk about that. But don't take that lightly. It's not just a gimmick. This guy goes and inspects your property, looks for comps, and talks about the neighborhood, and delves into past transactions, and really comes up with a value, in my opinion, way more accurate than Zillow or even an appraisal, because it's based on his 26 years of experience, and it's what he thinks it will sell for. A free market valuation. Frank Duran, therealestateman.com, 303-920-1622.
You want someone you can trust in the auto repair business. Sheridan Auto Tech is just that place. In fact,
I really can't understand people who are concerned about the air conditioner. Why they don't turn it on earlier.
Sheridan Auto Tech, you can trust them. 303-455-7242. What else? Not only do you trust them, but you can know they have the experience and the knowledge to take care of it. I call him Uncle Kevin because he's so dependable. Sheridan Auto Tech.
Let's see Uncle Kevin tomorrow.
455-7242.
So we only have one auto guy in?
Yeah.
You know, you can't.
I don't care.
How do you justify 30-40% swings, though? It seems
I
so
agree.
dangerous.
Right. Even how do you justify 10% swings?
Yeah, but we're talking 30.
5% swings.
That shit's gone from like 58,000 to 30,000.
But the thing about it is, again, you've got to get people who will accept it.
Yeah,
right now, it's people. Right now, it's ransom.
And then when does it
invest in it?
So let's say I was a business and I took it. Just think of the point of sale behind that. That would have to calculate what the fuck I'm charging.
Exactly.
I don't even know how you do it.
Exactly.
Does it convert right at closing? Does it convert the second you hit purchase? What price does it take?
It's in the contract. No, that's the swing. But like I say, there's at least 10 out there besides Dogecoin that people just came up with. So who's the one that made all that money on those? Who came up with that? Yes, you need the program, but there's the one who do Utherin or whatever that is, and they go with another one, Integra. Do they use the same program? And it's so I just looked up. Bitcoin looked like it will be the 21 million will be reached in 1940. I'm sorry.
Then what happens?
2040. Then they got to start charging for it.
Then if you have any, you're fucked. Then their true value comes out.
Then you're charged for each transaction, a portion of your transaction.
Right.
Until when?
And here's another thing, Tom.
But wait, if you're charged, so part of the value of your Bitcoin is diminished every time you use it.
Yes, it is. Yes, it
would have to be. Down to zero.
It's not, no, that's not the way it works. It's a transaction fee like a credit card. A fucking dollar is still going to be worth $1, but that transaction, if it was $1, it'll be $1.05. And the dollar's still $1. I mean, you pay. It does go down to zero. You just pay for the transaction. It doesn't mean that the next transaction is worth less and worth less and worth less. It doesn't eat itself up.
No. I'm saying, but every transaction they got to mine it, and those miners are paying Bitcoin.
Of course.
So it's like inflation.
Well, no, that part is right for sure. But that's not what he asked.
What were you asking?
He said,
be clear in your asking.
The best part is, though, it is inflation to a predictable point.
Yes,
so I contend that they are being priced right now because of that predictable point, because there is an end in sight. In other words, I don't think.
Yeah, but it swings so.
No, that's because that's like anything.
So here's the thing: is it any more difficult to do a $20 million transaction versus a $2 transaction?
It's the same amount of it's the same. Well, hold on, no, because you have more Bitcoins to verify.
So there would be then a lot
of course,
more,
because think about it. If you only verifying one Bitcoin, So you're transferring, if I do something for one Bitcoin, okay, one computer's got to verify that lineage. If we're doing 50 Bitcoins, we have to find 50 lineages have to be researched.
What happens to ones that disappear? What happens to one that's been idle
That's
for
what I don't know.
10 or 15 years?
Right.
Or the ones where people forgot their encryption key.
That's what I mean.
I don't know.
What happens to them? All right. Well, yeah, right. I would say they just stay there.
Your USB drive breaks.
It's like burning a Beanie Baby.
Hi,
Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. Elizabeth has an apartment house, no air. Now, Elizabeth, we have to find out. If you're the only one, it's going to be very difficult for us to help one unit, but we will still try to help. If it's the whole apartment building or a unit, a number of units, that's different. Do you have is there a way you can find out?
I can go ask my neighbors.
You should, and I'm going to tell you why. What's the name?
They've canceled.
What's the name of the apartment? What's the name of the apartment complex?
Ivy Crossing.
Oh God! And where's that
They
located?
even put an order in at midnight saying they canceled it. I'm like, I never canceled it. Nobody came by.
No, where is that located?
Quebec and Yale.
Yep, that is one of the worst projects. I mean, did you ever look online on the reviews?
Unfortunately, no.
Oh my God. Who can we? We have to give this. No, we do. We have to help you before the weekend. Let's get. But you have to do us a favor. Ask a few neighbors so when our deputy calls, we can find out who's affected.
Marty is moving, so I'll send this one to Joe as well.
Yeah, well, let's do this because here's why. A quick phone call or two sometimes is all it takes. Sal has info on Bitcoins. Go ahead, Sal. What's your info?
Yeah, just wanted to let you guys know you had asked about how you even spend it. There's actually a thing called a BitPay card, BITPAY, and if you just you can Google that and just get a BitPay wallet. They'll send you a debit card. It's attached to a checking account, and then you can literally instantly just transfer Bitcoin and a multitude of other cryptos into cash instantly.
How does it determine that price, though? I mean, at noon today...
That's a good question.
At noon, it could be $57,000. Then at 2 p.m., it could be $35,000.
You're buying a car.
When the hell does it convert? When I buy the bubble gum or when it converts?
When it converts. So when you transfer...
You don't even know what the hell you're spending.
So when you go to buy a car...
No, you know what you're spending. Like, you would know exactly.
So you're going to buy a car and you use this card. This card will have the value of the Bitcoin at the time they swipe it?
No. So how it works is you would log onto your app on your phone, and then you just click. There's like a button. It's like transfer from Bitcoin to cash.
Yeah.
And so at that time, they do the ratio at what it's selling for at that point on the market, and then they just transfer it over. So just to give you an example, right before it dropped from 60 down to 38, I had taken $2,000 worth out. And then that next day dropped down to like 38,000. So they actually lost their butts on that one. Ultimately, that's what the risk they take. So it's kind of interesting, but it is a way of doing it. A lot of people are using it. I'm surprised it's not.
Let me ask you something, Sal. It's 38 right now. What are you in at? What is your basis?
So I've only got like 19,000 total. But it's like, it ends up being like a little over a quarter of a Bitcoin, I think. But I've got
but at
other
38, it sounds like a good time to buy.
Honestly, that's up to you whether you want to believe it's going to go back up to 60 and higher, or whether that's speculation. So, and I don't know. I'm playing around with it kind of for fun, and I got into it kind of a long time ago.
And
so
here's the real.
About more.
There's a few guys that just moved the market. You got Elon Musk on Saturday Night Live. He can dive the thing overnight. It's crazy.
Suzanne, did you get the guy with the truck for tomorrow?
He's calling back tomorrow. I tried.
For Car Day, right? That's good. Let's go back now to Jordan. Become the banker and mymoneymyway.com. Really, when's your next seminar or webinar?
That video's cool, man.
When's the next? Yeah, it is.
Right now, we're just having the videos going on.
Good.
So that's what we're doing.
So let's send them there then. Yep. Okay. That video is really cool. It's a complete presentation. And I'm featured in it, some of it, right? Okay. And it really is good. mymoneymyway.com. mymoneymyway.com. And don't forget, folks, referralist.com. Save all your problems for me.
Follow Tom Martino at Real Tom Martino.
And stay connected with all of us
at 630 KHOW.
KHOW.com.
And on the iHeartRadio app.
Michael Brown is next
on Denver's talk station.
630 KHOW.
Grainberry. Hi, I'm Peter Harris for Grainberry Cereals. You've heard our jingle, healthy cereal for your family. It's not just a line, it's a fact. Grainberry with a
nothing to do with that. When does it finally even out and people accept it as some kind of money? You know what I mean?
Well, I mean, there's people like you can buy houses with cryptocurrency.